Hi guys, it's me again. It's Jimmy. This is the second game of what we know as the Dice Baddies. We're going to be playing a game called Delta Green. It is a horror game, so viewer discretion is advised there. But it'll be very different to our Cairn game that we played before. But thanks to everyone who watched that and who watched the video. We had a really good time, and hopefully we're going to have just as a good time today. Delta Green's all about sort of agents pulled into the fold by a shadowy branch hidden within the government, fight off horrific and terrible supernatural forces that plague our world. Being in Delta Green isn't easy. They've got to keep their tasks secret from the public and keep this part of their life secret from those around them. And many agents go insane or see their relationships deteriorate as they battle these unknowable forces. But let's hope it all goes very well for our agents today. This scenario that we're going to be playing is called Last Things Last, which is a sort of gold standard of first agent operations. It's the one that a lot of people will play as their first one, but it's for a good reason. It's an official scenario and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm very excited to get into it. We're going to introduce each of our characters as we go before we dive into that operation. And we'll start with PB today, our host. So PB, can you tell us a little bit about where your character is prior to, getting the call for this mission? What are they doing? And can you describe them a bit, tell us what they're like?
Yeah, Cliff Lange is a federal agent, previously worked for the FBI. He's working with the branch in Texas. Yeah, he's an older fella. I believe I said early 50s. Dark hair, sort of flecks of gray, a bit chronically tired looking. Very tall, very, very lanky sort of fella with angular, hard features. And he looks a bit more intimidating than his kind of measured demeanor would otherwise look. But he's been put up in a hotel after a previous incident. His last incident in working with the FBI before he was approached by Delta Green for, well, I'm not sure if he entirely knows just yet, but he's now since been put up in a hotel, and he's just trying to maintain, I guess, his regular schedule, working out, sort of keeping things organized whilst waiting by the phone, expecting to get called up at some point.
Right, okay. So in terms of his sort of private life, who's important to Cliff? Who is it that he's close to in his life?
He has become somewhat isolated over the years. As an agent, he is competent, but sort of a bit work obsessed, I guess you could say, and sort of over the years sort of became rather jaded. He's worked in like a lot of like hostage rescue situations and sort of domestic terrorism type stuff. It has affected his home life considerably to the point that he doesn't really have many friends outside of an old buddy from the Houston Police Department that he used to work with and his frequent FBI partner Maria Soto, and he's still in touch with his ex-wife. They have a sort of cordial relationship, but really he has sort of a bit of a dearth of personal relationships. Really the only person that he sort of calls outside of work or his previous work that would be in touch with him frequently is his ex-wife Reba Calder, who is his only real non-work connection at this point.
Okay, so he's in this hotel waiting for this call, and it's sort of mid-afternoon, and his phone does go, but as he sees it go, the name of his partner pops up on the screen, it's on the caller ID. You can see that it's Maria calling him. What's he doing?
Yeah, he just immediately pick it up and say, yeah.
On the end of the line, she says, Cliff, where have you gone? I've been checking up on you in the hospital, but they said you came out of the coma and just disappeared.
Yeah, I got a bit of a debriefing going on over here. That last case, things went south.
Yeah,
I can't really talk too much about it.
You're telling me they've been saying it's some kind of, I don't know, that cult leader guy. He had all kinds of projectors and light shows and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. What happened to his members? I can't believe it. It's awful. But the investigation, while you were out, they seem to have tied up all those loose ends. Have they not told you all this?
How much do I actually know? I don't know how
I think you would find that story hard to swallow. What you saw that day didn't seem like special effects of some charismatic cult leader.
Oh yeah.
It seemed like something much, much worse.
Yeah, sort of feeling that in this situation, I'm not entirely sure how much liberty, as much as sort of me and Maria have worked well for a good few years together. I don't know if telling her the stuff that I saw might put her in danger. So I'll just say I'll be honest with you. In the middle of all the mess, I couldn't really tell what was what. It was, I mean, I'm sure you saw the bodies that came out of that.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw the file afterwards, but are you okay? Is everything all right? Where have you gone?
I'm fine.
You can hear her on the other line, like she's really trying to sort of figure you out, but your phone starts buzzing in your hand before she gets a chance to reply. As you look at the caller ID, it just says answer now, and you've not got anyone saved under that.
Listen, Soto, I'll probably be back in I don't know, say a week or so. Just know I'm fine. When I'm back, we'll catch a drink. I'll explain everything. I gotta go for now.
Okay, if you're sure, Cliff.
Don't you worry, I came out all right. And yeah, I'll hang up and then immediately answer, see what's on the other side.
Before you even get a chance to say hello, you just hear a voice go, "The post office headquarters in Oklahoma City, 2 p.m. tomorrow." And then the line dies.
Oh, well, in that case, I've just been sitting here antsy since my last case. I don't know if I should explain what happened in it, like the backstory.
Yeah, by all means, yeah, let chat in.
Yeah, effectively, FBI agent tracking down a serial killer helping the Atlanta field office and ended up sort of uncovering a cult that was doing a very sadistic, violent sacrifice ritual that resulted in a sort of summoning, maybe a partial summoning. Cliff's not entirely sure what, but yeah, he's sort of been like antsy to get back into action very soon. So he's had like his gun, his sort of all his equipment just laid out ready to go. So yeah, he'll immediately get ready to follow the instructions and drive his way over in his whatever rental car he's got.
Right, with that, we fade out that scene. And Taylor, could you tell us a little bit about your character today and where he is situated?
Sure. So my name is Nelson Plainview, but in my most recent professional life, I'm known as Buddy Plainview. I am a former special agent of the Army. I'm still in the Army, but my duties have been put aside as for the last several years, I've been the head coach of the Army football team, and that is mostly what I've been doing. But most recently, after some events, I've been dismissed from my role as the coach of the Army football team. There was a big investigation, made headlines in the sports world even. People know me. I've been accused of perhaps using extra legal methods to procure victories. That's neither here nor there. Physically, I'm a dad bod. Kind of let myself go a little bit in my coaching career, but I still got my weights in my garage and have kept up a muscular build. A little balding, a little gray around the edges, but that's me.
Right, and where is Buddy right now?
I'm in a hotel in Oklahoma, and now that I think about it, probably Oklahoma City. And I've been on the edge of the bed right now, just stressing out. I've got my phone in my hand and about to place a call.
Right, brilliant. Who's Buddy's sort of closest and dearest in outside of his job?
I'm a little estranged from them right now. I'm a bit on the outs with them, but I do have a beautiful wife, Claire, and my daughter, of course, LeBlanc.
As you sit in this hotel, your phone goes off as well, and you see that it's your wife's name comes up on the phone.
Answer immediately.
And you see it. Daddy, Mom's gone into the garden and she's talking to the neighbor, but she says I'm not to call, but I just wanted to talk.
Hey, honey. Hey, it's great to hear from you. Oh, sweetie, it's so good to hear your voice. I just want you to know Daddy's okay. How are you, honey?
I'm fine. This math homework's really hard and Mummy's not very good at it.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I wish I could be there to help you with your math homework, but Daddy's away right now. I know you saw Daddy on the news, and that was probably scary, but Daddy's he's working real hard. I want you to know that I would never ever cheat the great sport of American football. I would never do that.
Mom says you definitely did.
I didn't do it. It was Tulsa. It was them. They were up to something. I was there. I saw it. And as your voice escalates a bit there, your phone starts buzzing in your hand. It just says answer now. Honey, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, baby, but I've got to take this. I promise it's going to be okay. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and Daddy's going to be a hero again. He's going to coach football, and he's not going to have to go into the Army.
You just see it from the background of the call, like, honey, what are you doing with my phone? And then you say, bye, Dad. And then the phone line hangs up.
Okay. I immediately answer the phone.
Just the same as Cliff, you just see a post office headquarters, Oklahoma City, 2 p.m. And the phone line goes off.
Right, I steal myself and I get myself and I head out.
Excellent. And with that, we will go to Ray. So Ray, do you want to tell us a bit about your character, what she's like, where she is?
I'm playing Reese Puff. I'll go ahead and say that is a illegally changed name. So who knows who she used to be. She is an anthropologist. I don't know where she works at. I'm sure there's something. She recently got back from a trip from Peru. Her thing is studying rituals and such. She's about 5'5", black hair, a little brown in it. She's somewhat athletic, but she's a little chubby, and probably has some mental things going on, maybe.
Yeah, speaking of that, where is she?
She's in therapy right now.
She's in therapy right now. Okay, so she's sat with her therapist, who looks across at her and just says, so Reese, in some ways you seem to be doing well, but I think we need to revisit the commune. What kind of thoughts does that bring to mind for you at the moment?
She's generally pretty, I don't know if placid's the word I want to use, but she keeps her demeanor pretty cool. But when bringing up the commune, she winces. It depends on what exactly you want to talk about.
Well, is anything bothering you at the moment? Is any, what's going on for you?
She'll start to get a little restless in the spot she's sitting in, starting to wring her wrist kind of thing. Right now, nothing exactly. I'm haven't given it much thought.
You're doing okay there. It's a lot of trauma to process, and you feel okay in everyday life. Is everything going okay?
I mean, yeah, everything's going all right. I just got back from my trip.
Oh yeah, your trip, of course. How was that?
Oh, it was enlightening. There were so many things I found, and just Peru is just so beautiful.
Oh, of course. And you have to sort of silence your phone before you go into the therapist's office, but nonetheless, it starts buzzing in your pocket. And he just goes like, oh, Reese, I thought we always put our phones on silent before we begin.
She's confused too. She's like, I must have forgotten.
And as you take it out, yeah.
She damn well definitely did.
Yeah, the name says once, just like the other two, it just says answer now in like bold caps.
She will abruptly get up to walk away from the therapist.
Yeah, he's just like, Reese, what's going on? And as you walk outside and answer the phone, you just hear that same message. Post office headquarters, Oklahoma City, tomorrow, 2 p.m. And the line goes dead. And with that, we'll move on to our last character. We have Mega.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Mega. Can you tell us a bit about your character and, what they're like, where they are?
Sure. The camera pans across a murky Louisiana bayou very slowly, and there's many trees, greenery, a slow-moving waterway, and it focuses on a little shack, shotgun shack, maybe on some stilts. Then the camera cuts to the inside of that shack. It's very neatly arranged, but old. It's certainly seen some wear and tear. Very few items inside, and everything in its place. Small bed, little kind of kitchenette, and absolutely no one inside. The door opens, and a man in his 50s with kind of long hair, graying at the temples, and a beard, bedraggled, in sort of hunter's camouflage gear and boots with a bag slung on his back, opens the door, comes in. That man is Levi Laszlo LeBlanc. Shuts the door, puts his stuff up on a hook, and walks inside and just starts kind of pacing a little bit, and he starts talking out loud. Lord, it's hot out there, Denny. It's hot out there today in the bayou. Tourists, they're asking me to catch them a crocodile. Man, a couillon, I swear. Work been hard, Denny, since you've been gone. And the camera cuts to a picture on a little table near the bed. There's a phone next to it in one of those sort of shockproof cases, a very old phone. The picture is of him, Levi, and another man in marine gear, the two of them with their arms around each other. And there's a dog, like some dog tags in front of it. And he's like, oh, I never was the talker, Denny, that was always you. I miss you, man. I swear, I will find you, Denny. I will find you. And then he just starts unpacking his hunting gear.
Awesome. While he's unpacking those, his phone starts to buzz, and he sees that the message that we're all familiar to now. It just that he would not be. It just says answer now.
He answers it, picks it up.
Post office headquarters, Oklahoma City, tomorrow, 2 p.m.
And the line cuts off.
Yeah, he looks at the picture and goes, Denny, maybe I got a little lead to finding who took you and where you at. And then he takes a duffel bag, opens a drawer, takes out a pistol, checks it, cleans it, puts it in, zips it up, and then takes the dog tags that are in front of the picture, puts them on, kisses them, and heads out the door.
Awesome. Okay. So, with that, we move to the next day. Each of you, except for Taylor, I suppose, has found that when they got to the airport, the flights were prepaid, tickets just basically handed to them. They didn't have to buy them or anything. And Taylor's able to just make his way across town to the post office headquarters. And you disembark into this bright, cloudless winter day. And it's all right. It's a bit chilly, about maybe 12 degrees C, 53 F since we're in America. And each of you makes your way separately to the post office headquarters. You've been told to arrive before 2 p.m. and none of you struggle with that. Your flights are all on time and everything. And you arrive just before 2 p.m. You walk your way into what looks to be just the most normal, what you'd expect from the headquarters. There's office staff milling about. Everyone's running around keeping busy. And you guys all look a little bit out of place as you each stumble in. And as each of you walks in, probably looking around for some kind of clue as to where you're supposed to go, one of the workers, and it might be a different worker for each of you, will stop working, turn to you and just say, down the hall to the right. And then they just go back to work as if they hadn't said anything to you. And down that hall is a large conference room for an office, but it's not, anything out of the ordinary. A couple of potted plants, a few posters to do with the postal service. There's a picture of a now dead senator cutting the ribbon that opened the place, and a large meeting table with 12 chairs, a big TV mounted on one wall that's currently turned off. And you all arrive at roughly the same time, probably one after another, funnel your way into this meeting room, just maybe a few seconds apart. And there's a man sat at one end in his late 50s, stocky, thin in hair, few days stubble, and glasses. He's dressed in a white shirt. He's pulled his cuffs up a bit. He's got it unbuttoned, no tie at the moment. And as each of you step in, he just says, please sit down. And as each of you sit down, is any of you doing anything in particular other than taking his orders and waiting for him? Is anyone wanting to say anything, ask any questions before he begins?
Calling all these men.
Nope, I'm just scoping the situation and I'm ready to accept information finally.
Get eyeballed.
Laszlo's scanning the corners and just very steely-eyed. No words.
Well, you don't notice anything out. Like I said, it seems extraordinarily ordinary. No hidden cameras or no one's hidden behind the plant pot. It's all quite ordinary. And this fella just says, welcome, agents. You can call me Agent Williams. Welcome to Delta Green. This is the last time you'll hear me say those words. Outside of these walls, you'll refer to it as the group. First, a few ground rules. The first commandment of the group is, you shall not get caught. You do not have a get out of free jail card. You don't have a license to kill. To the world outside our group, you're a criminal, you're a terrorist, and a traitor. If you're arrested, you will keep quiet. You'll say nothing and you'll take what's coming. Getting you out of custody is not the group's problem unless the group needs you for something. Do I have any questions from you all before I tell you about this mission?
As a fairly storied federal agent at this point, would Cliff have ever heard of Delta Green before?
No, never.
His incident?
Yeah, you have never heard of Delta Green before they contacted you. You think if you were to mention it to any of your colleagues in the FBI, they would just give you a blank look. Yeah, this isn't something that's widely talked about. He says, listen closely. Shortly before you were activated, we learned that a former group agent by the name of Cloud Bauman died of a massive heart attack. Due to operational security, I have limited information to share with you. But here is what I have. And he passes you a folder across the desk, and it has just a single sheet of paper in it. And it just mentions that he was born in 1945. It mentions his family there, and that he was working for the IRS. And was retired. That he was with Delta Green from 67 to 1970, was in 11 operations, but it doesn't tell you what, and then was a consultant after that. And then he says, this is a standard cleanup operation, perfect for you new recruits. Should be no issues here. Most likely there won't be any complications, but we're sending you in just to make sure. Bauman's apartment is number 12 of the Chardonnay Apartments in downtown Oklahoma City. The group has done what they can to delay the flight to Bauman's family, but they're expected within 48 hours. Here are your priorities for this mission. We need you to proceed to Bauman's residence, remove any evidence of the group's activities, make sure everything is clean by the time his children are due to arrive in 48 hours. You're to involve no one else in this operation, and you meet back here in 48 hours with a report. If you find signs that Bauman violated group security, take care of it, report them back to me. Do you understand?
Cliff's gonna raise his hand.
Mr. Lange.
You're telling me that for this operation, you're sending 4 green agents to the group? No senior members?
No senior members. This is, like I said, a cleanup operation. Anyone could do it. We will use this to test if you're ready for the big leagues. We want you in there. We want you to clean up. That's all you got to do. No complications, no dangers here. We just need to know that the group's activities will not be revealed to his family or whoever ends up in that apartment other than you.
So, do we anticipate hostiles?
I don't anticipate any hostiles. We want you in there like church mice. You go in, clean the place out. I don't want the cops coming down. I don't want neighbors knowing that you're there. All I want you to do is go in, get the stuff, and come out. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Any more questions?
Yeah, I got something to say. I mean, this is all well and good, and I'm sure this is very important business here, but and as an introductory mission, that's great, but do you know about my situation, and are you going to help me with that? Because I got a football team that I want to get back to. Tulsa was up to something, I know it.
Don't worry, we have eyes on everything. But for now, this is vital. We can't have the group's identity being leaked. We can't have knowledge of the group leaked out to outside sources. Deal with this, and we'll see what we can do elsewhere. You understand?
All right, I understand.
Cliff will speak up again. Will, you say that as far as the public and other authorities are concerned, we're criminals, terrorists, and the like. But what are our mission capabilities as far as Delta Green is concerned? What does the group frown upon? What does the group permit?
The group permits anything that you know will keep the group safe. If you need to take out someone, fine. But it's up to you to do that properly, to dispose of any evidence, and for it to remain hidden. If you are discovered, that's on you. You will not have it traced back to us, to the group. We will claim no knowledge. You do what you have to do as agents.
At this point in his career, I'm sure Cliff is fairly used to not grips as, out there as Delta Green, but dealing with Secret Service or other sort of more clandestine letter operations. Does anyone else in the room seem sort of uncomfortable? Is there anyone who doesn't? From the way Levi was speaking, it seemed like he's a professional of some sort. Does anyone look like they're out of sort? Maybe a bit intimidated by the situation?
You hear a wrapper crinkling as Reese is eating peanut butter crackers. She might be a little anxious and shoving crackers to help her out.
Okay. Make a note of that. Good source for peanut butter crackers.
Will there be any further questions?
Cliff shook his head.
Okay. He passes you an apartment key. It's got a little keyring that has number 12 on it, and a car key for a Toyota Corolla. And he says there's a rental car out front. You can take that. Whichever of you wants to drive, feel free. And navigation system has his apartment already in there. So, like I said, you have 48 hours, agents. Well, he looks at his watch. You have 47 and a half hours, and the Oklahoma City traffic isn't kind. So if I were you, I'd get a move on. With that, he starts to stand up.
Laszlo stands up to the match, probably does a little salute, and just grabs his duffel bag, ready to leave.
Awesome.
Yeah, if no one's racing to grab the keys, Cliff will take them.
Okay.
Right, okay, so you all stand up, he leaves, he sort of almost strides out the room. He has no intention of talking to you any further. And you each walk out into parking lot, and there's a white Toyota Corolla out there. And who's driving?
I got the keys, but just before we leave the room, I'd like to sort of turn to it and say, well, I guess if we're working together, we should probably at least know each other's names. I'm Special Agent Cliff Lange. Can he sort of tell? Do any of them look like army guys?
Laszlo's going to say, Levi, Laszlo, LeBlanc, at your service, share 2 tours of duty for the Marines. I'm proud.
He's going to look at Reese next, who has been sort of silent, sans wrapper crinkling.
She's wiping off crumbs from her shirt. Dr. Reese Puff. I specify in anthropology. I didn't do any studying. Leave me alone.
And you? Looks to Buddy.
Yeah, you guys can call me Buddy. I was in special ops in the Army, various undercover ops, clandestine operations, a little rusty on the old Army stuff, but hey, if you need a football coach, I'm your guy. I'm looking to get back in, but that's it.
Laszlo gives Buddy an approving, very small, curt nod at the Army bit.
I return his nod.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
I guess
sorry.
you could say the bonding for on the road. And Cliff just sort of gives a stifled sigh and moves on, leading the way to the car.
You fall suit?
So you guys get in this Toyota Corolla and make your way across Oklahoma City. As he said, the traffic is pretty bad. It takes you about an hour and a half to get to where the sat-nav. Well, you call it sat-nav in America? I can't remember.
No, we don't.
With your GPS, you make your way across town. So, it's about 4 p.m. once you get there. And you come to the Chardonnay apartment complex. And it's a sort of 1950s apartment complex. There's a few cars parked outside. It's easy enough to park. It's not in the posh part of town. It's not in the rundown bit either. It's sort of somewhere in between. And as you park up, there's not really anyone around. What are you guys up to once you've parked the car?
Looking around, is there anyone who looks like they're trying to look like they're not around? Is there any
just a guy in the bush with binoculars?
Yeah.
No, you scan the area, and occasionally you might see someone go past the window inside, or someone open some blinds. At one point, a dog walker, you see him maybe down the road, but he's not coming towards the apartment. He wanders off, nowhere nearby. You don't catch any looks or anything from anyone, nothing like that.
Cliff will just look to the outs in the car and say, any of you practice in any sort of forensics or scene investigation?
I don't know about that stuff, but I can certainly get us into place, I think. I had to break into lots of places that I didn't necessarily belong in and be quite stealthy when I need to be.
I'm not really one for all that clever stuff. And then you see the Laszlo's strapping a pistol at his waist and then covering it up with the hunting gear, and he puts a combat knife in his boot.
Rubbing his gun like a goon.
Perhaps that's why I'm here, for the clever stuff.
All
I
right,
guess you
then.
gotta identify
I don't exactly do forensic, but some of the work I do that overlaps with forensics.
In that
So-
case, Dr. Puff, I'm going to let you take lead on investigating inside. Just everyone be mindful if you spot something, don't touch it until we've all had a look at it.
So as soon as we even arrived here, she was already taking in all the information she's seeing from the neighborhood and the kind of lives people might be living here. So she's already in that mindset of, all right, what's the information I need to take in before even going into the apartment complex.
Yeah, since she's sort of an anthropologist stuff, she's got that kind of knowledge. And you probably see it's not a rundown area. You won't be expecting massive amounts of crime or anything. You can tell sort of just from looking at the apartment complex that you're probably going to get mostly older people, given the name. And you see one of the shadows adjusting the blinds, and it's sort of a sort of slightly bent over figure. This looks like where old folks might go. Not like an old folks home, but this isn't some young happening place either. It's not a crazy street either. There's not tons of cars going up and down. You're nicely sort of out of the main city center. And you think it's quite quiet for, sort of on the outskirts.
Nothing more sinister than sending a bunch of old men to a retirement home.
Get back in the car again, drop you guys off. Or something.
How we do it? You make the old guys feel real special with a real special mission. Get in there.
We got the key for the apartment, right?
Yes.
If that's given to me, I assume I don't mind leading and going in.
Cliff will just speak sort of broadly to the group, but sort of directed a little bit towards Laszlo. Just remember, this is just a simple cleanup operation. We shouldn't have to anticipate any trouble.
Laszlo points and goes, you do the talking. And then he points at Dr. Puff and he's like, you do the clever stuff. And then Buddy gets us in. And if you need it, I'll clear it out. How about that?
How about that?
Very well.
I accept that. Nothing's ever simple.
Amen to that, yeah.
I guess we head in.
Yeah, you can head straight in. You've got the key. It works on the front door. You make your way in. and it's very easy to locate apartment 12. It's very quiet inside. You don't hear like much noise from the apartments at all, really. But you find apartment 12. Reese is able to open it very easily with the key, and the door opens into a sort of living room kitchenette with a little hallway coming off of it. And as soon as you step in, you would probably describe this as Spartan. It's almost like no one was really living here. There's just like a couch, sort of black box of a TV unit with a slightly old looking TV sat on it, and then like a little coffee table. There are some like crossword puzzle books and a few issues of Sport Illustrated on there that are the only real signs of life, other than sort of a patina of cigarette smoke on the walls. But there's no like knickknacks knocking around. There's no mess, really. You see a kitchenette. It's all reasonably clean. There is a box. It could be a donut box just sort of sat there. And there is an ashtray that you also notice on the coffee table that is half full. But like I said, there's not a lot of stuff in this living room. And like I said, there is a hallway coming off the side of that you would expect to lead to like bathrooms, bedrooms. What are you guys up to?
Laszlo's going to stand by the door, take point, and so he can see down the hallway that he came from, and just kind of like basically check the corners, do security, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you've got the hallway covered. What's everyone else up to?
Cliff is first is going to stop by Laszlo and say, now, someone comes by and asks you what you're doing. We're a collections agency picking up after a credit card company, all right?
No problem.
And he's going to sweep the rooms just to make sure that there's nothing like immediately untoward. Not investigating, like more of a sort of safety and
safety check. Yeah. Just so we know how Delta Green sort of works is, unless you're in any kind of danger or you're trying to do something like really, really quickly or anything like that, you don't even need to really do a roll. Some things will be based on stats, but generally speaking, if you've got the time to do something, you can just do it. And you have a look, you're able to do a very quick sweep. This isn't a thorough search by any stretch, but you don't see anything untoward. You look in the obvious place that there might be like a camera, or check the windows and make sure everything seems okay. And you think, yeah, it's safe, quiet. You don't notice any issues at this time. What about Buddy and Reese? What are they up to?
I want to wander into the bedroom.
Okay, so you begin to wander down the hall. There's a little door on your left-hand side, which is clearly not a room. It's like a sort of linen closet. And you can give the door on your right a nudge and see it's the bathroom. And there are two further doors a bit further along. And you walk over to those, and they're both a little bit ajar, and they're both bedrooms. There's a larger one on your left and a smaller one on your right.
I guess I start with the larger one.
Okay, so you go into that room. Buddy, what are you up to?
So I'm kind of, eliminate things as I see them. So, with Cliff having kind of swept the opening area, I'm going to, whatever the first unopened door is, whatever door that Reese didn't go through, I'm going to go in there. Whether it's bad, doesn't matter. I'll go in there, and
the bathroom,
if I can't find any evidence of this guy's life or...
Okay, so you'd head into the bathroom.
I'll rifle through the medicine cabinet, maybe.
Okay, so Cliff, by the time they get to those rooms, you've done your little sweep. What do you want to do?
Is there like an office or anything?
You follow Reese behind, and you notice as you peek into the smaller two bedrooms, that was being used as an office.
Okay, I'm sure at this point, for him, it's sort of like he knows how to sweep. He knows how to open drawers and check compartments. He's pretty practiced at searching stuff, so yeah, he's just going to be pretty thorough. Okay, side to side, top to bottom.
Right, brilliant. And Laszlo, are you keeping point? Are you keeping sentry, or do you want to come inside and do something else?
Keeping point, sir.
In point. Okay, so Laszlo keeps an eye on down that corridor. I think we'll start with Buddy then. So Buddy, you go into the bathroom, and as soon as you step in properly, you see what would be a pretty standard bathroom, were it not in quite a disturbed state. The towel rack has been broken. The shower door is cracked. There are a few fragments of a broken ceramic toothbrush holder that have been sort of like kicked into a corner. And there's this smell. It's a faded smell, but it's sweet, pungent smell, almost like rotten milk or sour meat sort of mixed together. I feel like as an army guy who's been on operations, you might know that is the smell of someone who's died.
I will immediately try to find the source of that smell.
So because given it's faded, you think it was probably means that someone died here, but might have been left here a while before they were found.
I've checked the shower, the tub, again, the medicine cabinets, see if you find anything there.
Are we talking like a real thorough search? Like, are we going like...
Yeah.
So
room.
we're going like behind the sink and we're looking, in the toilet cistern and that kind of thing. Because like I said, you don't have to roll. So if you tell me that you're top to bottom in this, then that's what you do and you will find what is to be found. But it will take a while. Like if you want to go full on and like checking vents and things, it might take a while, but you'll find, if there's anything to find.
I will do that.
Okay, you were told he had a heart attack, and you're gonna guess this is where he had his heart attack, probably when he got out of the shower. And sweeping that aside, you don't really find much in this room at all other than that. The medicine cabinet, there are some medicines in there. They are out of date. You aren't sure what they are. Some of them are painkillers. There's some other medicines you've never heard of before that have quite complex names, but they're long out of date. Toothpaste, shower gel, all that good stuff. The bottom of the line shampoo, the one that cost like less than $1. I don't know American prices, but we're talking the stuff that's like this hair, body, and face wash on it or whatever, and it's got a white...
got the VO5 plunger top. Kiwi shampoo, absolutely.
the stuff that Laszlo would think is fancy.
Yeah, because it's not just rainwater. But other than that, you check everywhere. You check just everywhere you can to make sure there's not hidden anything in here, and you feel quite confident. It takes you a long time. Where it might take you like an hour and a half to really strip this place down, but you don't find anything. We'll move on to Reese. So Reese has chosen to go into the main bedroom, and you walk into a room with a queen-size bed, so quite a large bed for one man. There's a closet and a dresser in there as well, with some like photos and things on them. There's a couple of little knickknacks on there. What are you doing in this bedroom?
So when we first walked in, she was given the impression that the living space wasn't that important. So going to the bedroom was hopefully to get kind of more information on him, for some reason, taking note of personal effects and if there's anything that shouldn't be there. Okay.
Is she doing the same as Buddy? Is she like going to town, like saying, stripping this place back to, not worried about time, or is she trying to just do a quick sweep?
They want us to be thorough.
Okay, yeah, thorough is fine. I mean, you can hear, you probably
the office just yet.
Yeah, you can hear Buddy like going to town on there, so you got a bit of time. But yeah, okay, so I think your eyes would probably then be drawn to the dresser. Like I said, there's a few photos on there. There's a photo in sort of a cheap frame, and the photo's quite old. You'd probably guess from the outfit of the couple in it, maybe from the 70s. It's a sort of not young, not old, somewhere maybe early middle-aged couple of a man and a woman, sort of smiling couple. They're on a boardwalk somewhere, and then next to that there's a picture that was clearly taken more recently, probably on a digital camera, whereas the other one wasn't, of like high school graduation pictures. There's one of a young man and one of a young girl. Given the age gap, you don't think it could possibly be the couple that are in the older picture. And then following on from that, there are several pictures of a very young girl, and it's been printed out, it's a digital picture of a young girl. You can see some of them are taken when she's about 3, some 4, some 5. And then there's also a full family picture in front of like a wooden cabin. And you'd probably be able to work out quite quickly that it's the older couple who have aged considerably since that picture. And there's the 2 high school graduates, but they've both got partners now. And one of them has a young girl who's about 4 years old. And then next to that, there's a ceramic paperweight with a child's handprint on, and someone's like very crudely painted the words Cassie, age 4 on that. Searching through the dresser, it's pretty standard stuff, He's got his socks and his pants and a few like white vests, a few t-shirts, sort of reasonably well folded in there. And then you do find a pink hairbrush, but looking at the picture of the man in the photograph, he's like nearly bald at this point, and the bit that he's got is more like grey, whereas there's a few hairs in this hairbrush that are like white. You go over to the wardrobe, there's some blokes' clothes in there, there's some like well-worn Levi's, a few sports jackets, some button-up shirts, a few cheap brown suits, and then at the far back there's a red woman's dress hung up on the far side. It's almost like been pushed to the back, and sort of speared on the coat hanger is like a little note that says, "Honey Bear, gone dress shopping with Julie. Can you pick up some wine for the party tomorrow? Love you. Kiss, kiss, kiss." And that's sort of been like speared on the metal bit of the coat hanger, and it's just hanging over this dress. And you search the rest of the room, check under the bed, check the vents and everything, but you don't find anything else. It's just those things.
All right. Once I feel like nothing's important in a way of what we need, eventually make my way out.
Okay, we'll move on to Cliff then. So Cliff, you walk into like a second bedroom and it's been turned into an office, mostly. There are loads of file cabinets and you see that there are a bunch of filing cabinets, like, I don't know, 6, 7 filing cabinets. The rest of the room, there's some shelves and there's sort of, it looks like he's just dumped stuff in part of this room. There's like some old board games, you know, like an old battered copy of Monopoly. There's like a baseball bat and a catcher's glove. And then like a bit lower down, some old tins of paint, you know, a toolbox. And that's all you spot there. And then you open a filing cabinet and that thing is rammed with documents. We're talking absolutely rammed. And there's loads of them. They've each got a few drawers each. And you see this and you know it's going to take you hours to go through that. Especially if it's just you doing it. It would take you a long time. And that's what you see in that room.
Well, just, you know, there's no place to start but to start. He picks out a file, starts flicking through documents. What is the nature of the documents that are in the first file that he picked out? The first one's his car. It seems that he's kept every letter from his car insurance company, the purchase of his car, you know, he's had to finance it at one point. He's bought it quite recently, you know, past few years. And, you know, it's all car registration documents, all that kind of stuff. And you're not even sure if it's just one file on his car, but that file, all the documents in it seem to be about his car. And like I said, that's only a small, tiny bit of a drawer. To go through it thoroughly, you'd have to spend a long time. Yeah, he's gonna leave the filing cabinets for now, aside from like checking down the sides and like under the shelves for like any hidden compartments behind and below as well, you know, tipping them as safely as he can. If there's nothing, he's gonna leave the filing cabinets and he's gonna search the entire sort of rest of the room first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you go through, don't find anything much apart from sort of old junk, things he clearly didn't want to throw away, they thought he might have use for, but he didn't think he was going to need immediately. Things that he's, you know, not wanting to chuck out, but he don't want to put in his living room either. You know, like I said, you check vents, you check everything, check behind the cabinets, and he doesn't seem to have hidden anything around there. And you think if there's any information to be found, you've got a lot of paperwork to look through.
Yeah, he's going to start sort of looking for the other. He's going to start with.
I think I'm already making my way through, if that's okay.
Yeah. If Reese shows up, then he'll sort of just point her towards the filing cabinet.
Okay.
Yeah, and effectively tell her just sort of to get started there.
Levi has noticed like a mouse in the hallway and has taken out a tiny corner of like a hard tack biscuit and has just left it and is just observing to see if the mouse eats the biscuit or not. That's what he's up to.
He's staring down at the mouse.
Gentle killer.
And a door opens on the other side of the hallway as you watch this mouse. And a lady in her early 60s, late 50s, something like that, you know, comes out of there and she's like, oh, hello there, dear. Are you one of Mr. Bauman's relatives? And like a little dog walks out behind her, just like a little chihuahua on a lead, and sort of looks up at you with like her wide eyes.
Laszlo is immediately slightly frustrated and the dog is probably scared off the mouse. And he's like, no, ma'am, this, there's right here, this is collections. We're doing collections.
Oh, what kind of collections? Mr. Bauman wasn't in any kind of trouble, was he?
Well, that's not for me to say. I can't go into the details. But yeah, we've been told to take a look at Mr. Bauman's possessions.
His children are going to be here soon. Have they been made aware of the situation? I'm sure they could help out with this. They won't want their daddy's things taken away. There'll be sentiment. There'll be memories in there.
You want the kids to help out? You want the kids to help out with a collection?
No, they'll. I'm sure if there's any kind of like money issues, if there's some kind of problem, I'm sure they'll sort that out. There's no need to be taking his stuff now. There'll be memories. Well, that's the daddy.
It would be very unfortunate if the kids saw their daddy's stuff go. I agree with you there. Perhaps, do you know them?
Oh, I've not met his children. Oh, Mr. Bauman, he was a nice enough man, but he kept to himself, you know. I think he humored me sometimes when I came and talked to him, but, you know, he's, not much of a talker, but, you know, we got along. I've not met his kids, but I know.
How long did he live here?
The time does fly, doesn't it? These days, I'm not sure how long. Has it been a year, maybe? I'm not sure. If it has, not much longer than that, I would say.
While this is happening, Laszlo is going to be like just do a little hand signal. Is Cliff within view, or is everyone around the corner?
I would say that because Cliff said he was going to come out and he spoke to Reese that, yeah, he can see you.
Right.
The other three, you can all hear this conversation. It's not a large apartment. So if the doors are open, you can hear this conversation.
So
Okay,
what I was going to do, right? Yeah, a little hand signal to Cliff, like, whoop.
he would 100%. He'd make his way over. Despite being a little bit of a sort of brute in the face, he's a very sort of upstanding, gentlemanly looking man. So he would take the old lady's hand and say,
Sorry, before you say anything, how's Cliff dressed?
He's suited and booted. He's always suited.
And how's Laszlo dressed?
Fucking knew it.
Camo
That's why I put him in a
camo
suit and
hunting.
tie.
Laszlo's in camo hunting gear and has like a beard, long hair, and like fucking army boots.
She looks like...
I forgot to draw the camo.
She like... Her eyes narrow a bit and she's like, you're both from the collection agency?
Pleasure to meet you, miss. My name is Mr. View. He doesn't say it quite as badly as I did, but
Yeah, he's a bit... That's fine. Yeah, he's a bit quicker. That's fine.
Hi, I'm Cliff, fake name.
This is my colleague, Mr. Kinder. He provides security for me. I'm working with the collections agency for Mr. Bauman's lawyer. We're just making sure we secure his property so that, no one else can come in here and take it. Don't you worry. We're going to have his kids all taken care of. We're going to make sure that we catalog everything of value and make sure that they get what's coming to them.
Oh, thank goodness. I misunderstood. I thought you were like a debt collection agency. I was so worried then. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing that for him and his kids. I seen the pictures. They seem like nice kids. You already get the idea that like this is the best thing that's happened to her all day. She's very happy about this. She like puts a little like frail hand on your shoulder and she's like, I feel awful. I should have checked on him. But he didn't like me to bother him too much. He was a nice man, always polite, he'd humor me. But 3 days he was in there and none of us knew. The police, Lieutenant Harrington came by and he told me all about it. 3 days he was there by himself and I wish I checked.
Don't you worry, ma'am. These kind of things happen. You can never really tell what's happening in the next door to you behind a closed door. I'm sure you were a very attentive, kind neighbor to him, and I'll make sure the kids know that you were looking out for his stuff.
Oh, that's mighty kind of you. I got some leftover casserole. If you're going to be in there a while, I can bring it round and warm it up for you if you'd like.
I tell you what, miss.
Oh, Mrs. Janowitz.
Mrs. Janowitz, lovely to meet you. Tell you what, you just set that up outside the door. I'll pick that up on the way out, and I'll make sure everyone gets their fill. They're mighty kind of you. Mighty kind.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, no problem. I don't want to get in your way now. I'm just going to walk, little pretty here, and we'll be back in a jiffy.
Don't you mind Mr. Kinder here. He looks a little rough, but trust me, there's no one you'd want protecting Mr. Bauman's stuff better than
He looks like a big, strong boy. I can see that.
Sorry to have given you a false impression, Cher. He waves at little pretty.
I think he likes you. And the dog does not look like he likes you. It's wide-eyed and almost cowering behind a leg.
He'll come around.
She's like, okay, well, good luck to you. And she starts to walk off down the corridor.
If it were me dealing with a nosy old lady, I'd have to do a sanity check.
Cliff is going to look to Laszlo and say, I guess the neighbors are a bit nosier than I expected. Maybe you should come in and help us with this.
Yeah, makes sense to me. C'est en sirop. And then he closes the door very, quietly.
Okay. Yeah, it clicks nicely.
And then Cliff's going to just check on Buddy last, just to see how he's doing.
Yeah, hey, Cliff. I definitely found where our guy died. It's pretty messed up in here. I don't know if our guy was thrashing around while having a heart attack, being very dramatic about it, or maybe the medical people had to break a thing or two trying to get to him, but pretty messed up bathroom. But that's honestly all I found.
Don't you just hate it when people having a heart attack make a big fuss about it?
Yeah. Calm down.
Does it look like there were signs of a struggle? Does it look like there were signs of someone else in here besides, obviously paramedics, but does the damage look like it could be caused by one man just
Yeah, it's not like absolutely smashed to pieces. I mean, he went down and it went down hard. You can see where he tried to grab the towel rail on his way down or something and probably didn't manage it, fell into the shower screen. It's definitely plausible that he had his heart attack and unfortunately that was that.
Yeah, he's just gonna clap a hand on Buddy's shoulder. Jesus, I need to keep taking my heart meds. All right, we got a shit ton of files in here. You want to come help us?
Yeah, I could do that. I'm not so good at reading, but I'll try.
Don't you worry. We're just going to be sorting through it for now. I don't expect to find anything too suspicious anytime soon. And he's
Right,
going
you got it, Coach.
to lead the way back in. Feeling just a little bit happy about being called Coach.
Okay. Oh, you all heading into this office then?
If there's nowhere else to search, if there is, Cliff will,
No, you think you've well, no one searched no one searched the sort of living room thoroughly, but you've searched all the other rooms, and no one went in the living room.
Maybe Laszlo will help do the living room as well with Buddy.
Right.
The
Okay.
two army guys see letters and start panicking.
you can read.
They'll work it out together. The curly one is an A, right?
Yeah, he'll just drag another chair in besides Reese and say, Dr. Puff, looks like it's just you and me, and then start sorting.
Yeah, I'd say Reese, even just giving them a quick scan, you can tell there's like, if it was one person, we're talking like 12 hours of work, but obviously it cuts down proportionally, and you're a little bit quicker. You've dealt with a lot of documents. You might be able to go through them a little quicker than perhaps the army guys might have been able to, but you're in this for the long haul, and you two start going through, and for the first hour at least, you're not joined by the other two who are going to go around the sort of living room and this adjoining kitchen. You don't find much in the living room, except there's the TV, there's it's pretty old, it's like old enough to have like a DVD player built into it. There's the coffee table, it's got crossword books on, Sports Illustrated, ashtray. You do see his keys hung up on the back, on the back of the door sort of thing, and there are 5 keys on that. There's a Chevy keyring, which is clearly a car key. One is exactly the same as the apartment key that you came in. There's another key that's labeled 4991, and then 2 small keys that say master lock on them. And one of you finds those. The other one is going through the kitchen. Inside the cabinets and that, there's like pans and cans and that kind of stuff, cereal boxes and mac and cheese mix. Nothing particularly of importance. The fridge has a picture on it of a crudely drawn human figure, and it just says Grandpa, spelled Granpa, written in crayon. And then it's signed Cassie, and someone has put 2 little gold star stickers on that, and there's a Polaroid with an older couple. Man in his 50s is almost bald with some grey hair on the sides, and a wife with like shoulder length white hair. Both are sort of smiling. And inside the fridge you find some, like, they just call microwave meals, you still call them TV dinners, I don't know, whatever the Americans call those.
I do.
Yeah, those kind of food. There's like an open packet of bacon that is going the sort of a wrong shade at this point. Some juice and 2 packs of Miller Lite.
If only we could read, I'm sure that master lock key would be really important. I
recognize the master lock logo.
yeah. Laszlo's like, these keys, they might be important. I think maybe we should take these, give them to Cliff. Anything else?
Yeah, we got to hang on to those. Probably maybe one of those keys got something to do with Delta Green. No, I didn't find too much. A lot of stuff about this guy's family. I don't know who this little girl is, but seems like he had a granddaughter or something. Just for fun, just because I think Buddy would. I'm going to open up the Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you can, whatever you would find in the more recent issue of Sports Illustrated is what is in there. I've never opened a copy of Sports
Go on,
Illustrated.
Jimmy, describe it.
It's got something about football in there, I think.
Catchball.
Yeah, it's the Minnesota Vikings are featured for a thing that they did. They had a game, actually.
Ooh.
And they won that game.
I'm filled with determination after having that.
Okay, and you two, you're going through the documents. Like I said, they takes them about an hour and a half to really like tear this room apart, but neatly, thoroughly go through it. And you start going through all these documents. You're finding all sorts in there, you're finding insurance documents, you're finding, rent notices, you're finding he's got an eye exam at one point, that kind of thing. But you've got a long way to go after the hour and a half. Like I said, you think it'll probably take the 2 of you about 6 hours. If those 2 join in once they've finished, obviously that will cut it down a bit.
Yeah, well, I think we'd join in reluctantly.
Okay.
Actually, real quick, I did want to turn on the TV, just see if our guy was watching anything or
I was curious about that
DVD
too.
player.
The last plate thing.
Yeah, the TV comes on. He has cable, and it's on whatever channel you would watch football on in America. That is what
It's not
appears.
on Babe Station.
It is not on Babe. I don't know if they have Babe Station. They probably have a Babe Station equivalent. That one's going to hit the American viewers hard, I'm sure.
No idea what that is.
That's it's one of those channels that before the internet, where a lady would take your call and she wouldn't be wearing very much, and it would only air late at night.
When you're in a hotel room and immediately hit 999 on the, remote.
I always wondered like what kind of person would call into the Babe Station until I found out like one of my childhood friends does it like regularly. He did it when we were at like a stag do. Sorry, just complete aside. Just remembering
that's going to be on YouTube forever.
I am going. Yep, I will be preserving this. This will not be edited out. That moment.
Yeah, I do know someone who is a Babe Station caller. Let it be known.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
Badness is Babe Station, mate.
Well, it doesn't.
And then, having watched TV, I will join the team.
Cliff sort of recognizes that the kids who wander off whenever you try and get them to do schoolwork. So he's going to have them more like sorting stuff if they're up to it, if they seem receptive to the idea. Not like reading through documents, but like sorting through stuff like what's insurance, what's bills, what potentially work related, what's personal, that kind of thing, just to make it easier
I think I would already be starting that to declutter it, and because organization would be the shit she would have to handle, and if she's ascertaining what's actually important, she needs to separate it.
Cool.
Yeah, but I assume that you're actually also reading at the same time. I'm not sure if Buddy's going to be reading.
If there's any pictures, I would sure like to take a look at those.
You give Buddy just like the car stuff and like his, a gun registration document just to keep him interested. You're going through it in a very organized manner and you're utilizing everyone to the best of their abilities. So you cut down the load massively. Like I said, this would be like half a day of sorting through paperwork, and you cut it down to just a few hours. And you don't notice anything about any clandestine activities. However, you do notice some deeds to a cabin, and the number on the cabin is 4991. It's over in the Broken Bow area of Oklahoma, down in the forest. A nice scenic retreat.
Agent Cliff, the keys here, they might be related to these that the deed, and he hands over the keys.
Very good. When does the deed seem like it was purchased?
Since you've managed to go through absolutely everything, the cabin, maybe he's had it for a couple of years, and he's been living in this apartment maybe like 9 months.
Okay. In that case, it seems like we've been through the entire place then, to the apartment.
You've done everything except open the linen closet. You've done everything else. It's dark now, actually, because it's winter. It's like sort of like 9 p.m. after all that. And you feel very confident that you've searched every room.
Yeah, he's going to say, well, I guess we have a road trip ahead of us. Just one last thing. And then he's going to go search the linen closet.
That takes you about 2 minutes. There are some towels.
Jimmy?
Yes.
When which way does the apartment face? So when we said the old lady said that the grandchildren were going to arrive, would the windows face out to the road?
His don't know. His are on the side and they open into the garden. There's like a little sort of shared garden area that goes around the property, so you can sort of see like the fence and then sort of the building next door and nice patch of grass, a few flowers.
Cool.
What are you guys up to now?
Yeah, we gotta take all the relevant material out and head.
There's nothing that we would have been through that, at least as far as Cliff can see, looks like it sort of wouldn't belong with a man who seems to be sort of living a general retired life.
I assume you've all sort of shared, you're looking through these documents, you've been sat there for hours together. You probably shared all the information that you found. So, I think, there's a dress and a hairbrush.
If the good doctor and the Agent Cliff, do you think maybe we head to the cabin? Two of you look over documents in the back of the car, but maybe take the key, drive?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I think we can make some conclusions about his personal life. I don't know if they have anything to do with Delta Green or what perhaps this Agent Bauman was investigating, but it seems like he had maybe a happy life that took a turn at some point. I'm not sure.
He Paw, he part of the group, but beyond that, I'm not sure. Dr. Puff? Laszlo looks at Dr. Puff, seeing if she has any more insight.
I think she picked up that he's obviously a reserved kind of guy and would come to that conclusion that he may have more important stuff that he doesn't want anyone to know, especially in regards of Delta Green. It'd probably be at that cabin.
The dress and the hairbrush, what kind of age does it look like the dress belonged to again?
Well, it's quite an old dress. I think it's from maybe the 60s or 70s. It's quite an old one.
Is there any hair on the brush?
Yeah, so there was some white hairs on the brush.
Okay, and any family photos that they're nearby? I assume his wife is alive, yeah?
You see the picture of the wife on the fridge, and there's one in his room. Oh no, there is one in front of the cabin where they're both older, and the one on the fridge is a bit older. And you can see he's got like grey hair at the sides that's left, but she has white hair in those pictures.
Okay.
Do we have the location of the cabin?
Yeah, so you've got the full deed, so you get the full
Rocky
address.
Boat.
If you put that into the GPS, it'll take you there.
Is the apartment just under his name? Is he the only listed tenant?
Yes.
Well, I'm just going to point out it's like, it seems like there was a woman here, perhaps his wife, but as far as we can tell, as far as we know, I don't think that she lived here.
From a lack of decoration and I guess I could say love in the place, it was
At the
mostly
very-
him.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems like they've been separated. Boy, I know what that's like. So,
The dress that was found in the closet. Is there a chance that she died first?
I mean, this is an older one. You're not sure why he's still got it. I mean, yeah, she could have.
I guess we could have found papers for that. if that was the case.
You don't find any like death certificates or anything like that, but you also don't find any divorce papers or anything of that nature either. You don't find anything in there that would suggest sort of one way or the other.
I mean, would the document that we've got, would that not list if she was either dead or an ex-wife?
The document you got from Delta Green
Mm-hmm.
just says wife Marlene and her birthday. It doesn't say anything else on there.
Okay.
So I think, as far as I can tell, there's not much more in here. Time to head to the cabin. What do you all think?
We only have so much time, right?
Yeah.
we got to get out of here before the kids show up. So, cabin does seem like the next spot.
Everyone
Yep.
scram.
Cheese it.
Quick, jumps out the window.
I go prone and scooch out the front door.
Laszlo notices Buddy take the Sports Illustrated.
In general, we take the car.
Yeah, you saunter out to the car in a non-suspicious manner and put in the
Our
address.
casserole we can pick up on the way.
As you leave and she hears the door go, you hear the door open on the other side and see Mrs. Janowitz. And she's like, oh, have you finished for the day? Here, I warmed it up ready for you. And she's got the casserole and she's put some, I think of the American term, saran wrap over the top of it. And she hands you this like casserole dish. And she's like, you just get that dish back to me whenever. I'm sure you'll be back tomorrow. No, that's absolutely
What do you
fine.
call it?
We call it cling film. So yeah.
Cellophane, the same thing.
Cellophane. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, cellophane.
We say cling and cellophane.
Yeah, I'll just say thank you, Miss Janowitz. You've been extremely helpful today. We'll be sure to get in touch soon.
Oh, it's nothing. I don't mind helping out. I'm just glad people are taking care of those poor, kids and Mr. Bauman, and that everything's going to be okay with it. Considering the circumstances.
I take an aimed shot. Nice.
Just gonna ask quickly, just one thing, Miss Janowitz. Have you seen a Mrs. Bauman anywhere here? We're just not entirely certain what his living status was.
No, I understand he's got kids from the pictures, so there must have been a wife at some point. He did have a wedding ring, I did notice that, but I never saw his wife, and I don't like to pry. I didn't feel we were close enough to start asking those kind of questions.
Yeah, he's gonna say, oh, so you've visited Mr. Bauman in his apartment.
And he'd let me in occasionally and we'd have a quick chat. I could tell he was just humoring me, but then sometimes I'd make sure he had a good meal, make sure he was okay. He talked about that grandchild of his, that little Cassie. He talked about her all the time. Oh, he loved that kid. Didn't see her very often, but I could
Given
tell.
my sort of my specialization in reading people and human intelligence and just a general insight, is there anything untoward about what she's saying? Is she?
No, nothing untoward. You get the sense that she had a bit of pity for him. You get that sort of sense that she felt kind of sad for him and in his situation. A bit of curiosity as well. You could tell she kind of wanted to probe into what was going on, and that maybe given another few years she might have slowly eked her way into finding it out, but she just didn't have the time. But, she's managed to talk her way into his apartment a few times, have a bit of a chat, and that she was probably doing 80% of the talking.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just wrap it up with her and head on. Casserole past the Buddy.
Agent Cliff asking if the wife's dead, if Miss Janowitz has been around. Man's writing elderly fan fiction in his head.
I'm getting the shipping chart on the wall right now.
Okay, you take your cat. Well, Buddy apparently has his casserole now. Seeing that you're on the road,
take that dish.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
she gives you a few forks as well. Why not? And you pile back into your Corolla. And Cliff, I assume you're driving again. You put it into the GPS, and you see you've got to drive.
I think the military guys were going to go up front, or the other two could go over documents and stuff and do the clever stuff.
All right, okay.
They're letting us eat in the back.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, how much of a drive is it?
So when you put it into the GPS, you've got about 4 hours. You're basically driving to the other side of Oklahoma.
Okay, we'll swap drivers at some point. Everyone has to eat. I assume there's not going to be food up at this thing that's going to be fresh. So, casserole. You'll be thankful.
Right.
We're bonding.
And you begin your drive across Oklahoma. And it's gotten dark. It's now dark. The apartments, they give way. The suburbs give way as well to the I-40, I believe, according to my Google searches that I did prior to this campaign. And then into the forests of Oklahoma. You head towards the sort of Broken Bow area, and the trees start to hem in on sides. And it's a serene enough trip, the moon lighting the path. Is there anything that you guys are you just eating your casserole and just double checking your documents? Is there anything you're chatting about on the journey down, or are you happy with what's been said?
I think Laszlo and Buddy maybe are gonna go over just refresh on hand signals. When we get out the cabin, maybe we make sure no one walk off on their own. What do you think?
I'm with you there. We got a lot of ground to cover, so splitting up may be necessary, but we'll have to get there and scope the situation. But I'm with you.
Okay, we'll stay in contact. We all got a phone. Maybe we swap number.
Good idea.
Yeah, so we all swap numbers.
1000% chance no signal at this cabin.
Yeah.
Okay, you drive through the Washita forests, and who's doing the last driving shift?
I can.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Reese is doing the last driving shift, and you see that coming up soon is a turn off that goes off the main road. It's going to be like a sort of dirt track. Occasionally another cars have sort of passed by, but not very often. And in this case, you're about 50 meters from this turn off. Another car's headlights come into view, coming in the opposite direction to you. And just as they get to that turn off, which they reach before you, a shadow jumps out of the forest, just right in front of the car. Bang! Whatever it was, they hit it. They go skidding off into the side of the road, and the car comes to a stop. And you just see a frightened young man come out of the driver's seat and immediately run to the front of his car. Reese, since you're in control of the car, what are you doing at that point?
Hitting the brakes.
Okay, you hit the brakes. You're able to stop before you get to the car, and you can see this man. He's a young guy. He's in his 20s. You'd be able to see from your headlights that there's a woman in the passenger seat as well, same age, and he's looking at a lump of something that is in front of his car.
Laszlo is immediately in a Navy SEAL mode, so door open, close, a flashlight in hand, above his shoulder, other hand near his gun, and he's just scanning the flashlight into the forest to
We check on them?
Yeah, Cliff will do that. He'll call up, anyone hurt?
And Buddy, what are you up to?
Yeah, I'm backing up Cliff. I'm very curious as to this lump and what they actually hit. So I think I'm going to check on whatever's on the ground.
Okay, so you see this young guy. He's he's a bit dweeby, quite scrawny lad, and he looks really shaken up. He's looking down. Buddy sort of looks over at this lump, and you can see it's a deer. A deer's clearly just run out of the forest in the front of his car, and the guy's just oh god, oh god, oh god, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, look at my grill. Oh, and it's really the front grill's a bit bent, but there's no real damage to the car. His girlfriend hasn't stood up. She's just sort of sat there in the passenger seat, and she's just sort of peering over the dashboard, but she's not really doing anything either. What are you guys up to?
This is incredibly mundane. Goodbye.
Yeah, Cliff is gonna make sure that everyone's all right. In terms of our position on the road, you said there was is it like a sort of dirt path leading off the road?
Yeah,
towards
they're like adjacent to this dirt path, and you know you're going to take that path down towards the cabin. You expect the cabin to just be down that path. You probably parked up just a few meters behind, just ready to turn around that corner.
But they weren't coming down that dirt
No,
road.
no, they were coming from the main road. So you were just coming opposite sides on that main road.
And which direction did the deer come from?
The deer came from just their side of the forest, so it didn't have to run across the entire road. It just literally jumped out immediately in front of their car.
But we saw a shadow that.
Yeah, so you could probably know now that the shadow was the deer sort of jumping out of the
lights.
and obviously being silhouetted by their headlights.
Is the deer dead, or does it need putting out of his misery?
Oh my god, you would ask that.
You go and inspect the deer, and it's breathing, but it's not long for this world.
Mercy kill, here it comes.
Yeah, give it some casserole just as a final.
We would have already finished that shit.
You got like the last like bit in the corner. You just thought.
We just hear scraping.
Now we don't have to wash it and lick the pan for us. Awesome.
So Laszlo's gonna kneel next to the deer and like very cautiously stroke it and just be like, it's okay, it's all right. I'm going somewhere better. Don't worry. And then he's just going to just take out his pistol and.
Oh my god!
Mercy kill.
When you take the pistol out, you just hear Doug. Well, it's called Doug. He hasn't told you that, but that is his name. The fella, he just goes like, "Oh god!" And he like steps back a little bit, and then when you fire, the girlfriend and him, they both just like leap a little bit. He leaps, and she just sort of like shudders in the passenger seat of that car, and they're just like, "Oh god!" Well, I guess that was the nice thing to do. Oh, thanks. Would one of you help me get it out of the road?
I'll do that.
Yeah, I just want to have a quick scan of the deer. Like, is it anything unusual about it, or is it just a deer?
No, it's just a deer. You think, it's a deer, female deer, and now it's dead. And you can all grab a bit of deer and move it off into the start of the trees, so it's off the road and no one's going to hear with their car. Thank you. That scared the crap out of me. My wife, she's pregnant, and are you okay, baby? And she's in the passenger seat, just like, I'm okay, I'm all right, we're okay. Thank you, kind sirs, for helping him. And he's just like, oh, thank you so much. You don't see many strangers on these roads, and I'm just glad you were here to help.
That's okay. That's a scary thing you've seen. I'm Kenda, and then he points to Buddy. That's Coach. That's what he says.
Oh, hi guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm Doug. That's Wendy. We're going into Oklahoma City. They got a better hospital than when we are. We're real excited. First kid, a little scared. Although I don't know. Guess we're a little scared for a few reasons tonight. What are you guys doing down this way?
I lean out the window. Camping.
Oh, right, yeah.
If no one else doesn't say it, we're camping.
Yeah, I imagine that's, yeah, I suppose it must be nice camping out here, stars and all that.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's winter, yeah. He's like, braver than me. I'll, you got some stones between you, but,
Is your car gonna continue?
He looks at it and he's like,
be able to work.
Oh, I guess that grill needs fixing, but it's not done any serious damage, I suppose. Guess I overreacted a little bit there, but I think it'll be okay. It'll get us to Oklahoma City, no problem, and I guess I'll get it straightened out there.
While this has all been going on, Cliff is sort of assuming that Wendy is adequately distracted by the gunshot and then the three men hoisting a deer. He's sort of just like canvassing the car from a distance.
Yeah, she's not even yeah, she's not looking at you. She's looking at Laszlo. She's like, her eyes aren't leaving him. Yeah, you look at the car. It looks fine. Like I said, the grill's a bit bent. It needs a minor repair. Nothing serious.
To suggest there's like an alien hanging from underneath or
there's not like there's not like any goo coming out of the exhaust or like a big creature hung onto the bottom.
And it's gonna be like Men in Black shit.
You don't see
a
any
baby and it's an alien.
Get Buddy ready with a casserole and Laszlo with a gun.
Yeah, we're just out here. We're just out here camping. Have you seen any aliens? Just as
All right. In that case,
That's a charged question.
True.
Let's go. Beep, beep.
We better get up before it gets too dark.
He's like, oh, of course, we don't want to keep you. Thank you so much. And he gets in the car. He waves at you as they begin to drive off. And yeah, there is a track to your left. Or is it to the right? I got to remember because you're driving the other side of the road.
Right.
To the right, and there's a dead deer on the opposite side.
I was gonna just tell Reese, just hold on till they're out of sight to return in here. Just making sure that they're gone, that they don't see where we're going.
Okay. Is Reese happy with that? She just wait until they go out of sight before
Yeah, she'll wait. Yeah. She'll wait.
Okay. So you wait until they've driven out of sight. And then you turn off into this dirt track. And as you drive down, it sort of winds through the trees a bit. It's not just a straight track. And eventually, a clearing appears. And in the middle of that clearing is a small wooden cabin, only illuminated by the light of your headlights and the moon above it, while the dark shapes of the trees loom over it. It's sort of a faux log cabin exterior. It's got a large fieldstone chimney, porch along the front with a few steps going up to it. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I want to look at the guys, specifically the two that are probably sitting in the back right now. Do you want to go make sure it's all clear?
We can certainly do that. Laszlo is going to get his bag of equipment, and I think, Buddy, you might have the same bag, and he's going to put on his unlicensed night vision goggles.
Oh yeah,
spit out my drink. Oh my god. I was just like, hey, make sure there's no animals, just make sure it's fine to walk in. All right, let's get our tactical shit on. Strap up.
Waiting for this.
I mean, I've got other equipment.
In the back of a fucking a Corolla. Do you know how small a Corolla is? I have one outside.
Yeah, you guys have been sharing the seats in the giant duffel bag.
All these big guys in this car.
just sharing out casserole, awkwardly passing it over our knees. Good. By the way, Jimmy, is there, as I'm opening the boot and checking, is there spare gas can in the Corolla?
That's such a sus question.
Maybe Taylor can answer this one. If you rent a car in America, do you get a spare gas can in the boot?
No.
No, then no, there is not.
Unless you had an all-terrain type vehicle, like a Jeep of sorts, sometimes they might.
All right. No, they gave you a Corolla, so no, you have no such thing in the boot.
We could have had you could have said yes. We could have had a gas can. God damn it!
No gas can.
We're in a Corolla.
No gas can in your Corolla.
Of a gas can for gas in.
If we have a gas can, it's because we're getting it for the lawnmower.
So you've got your night vision goggles on. The place lights up in green. What are you guys up to?
We'll kind of approach together, but as we actually reach the cabin, we kind of split out in opposite ways around it and take stock of our entryways and peek in some windows while we go as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Right, so you do that. You take the left, Laszlo takes the right. You see there's the cabin itself, and as you sort of go around it, you can see that there's a shed a few feet behind it, and an outhouse as well, and you see what looks to be a well as well as that. Peeking in windows, you see a sort of living area that takes up most of it. I think it's another sort of living room kitchen combo. There's a frosted bit of glass that you assume is a bathroom, and on the other side, Laszlo peeks into a bedroom that takes up about a third of the floor space.
Lights off inside?
Lights off, yeah. The only light is you guys. So you've turned the car off now, but you've got torches and that, so that's all. It's the moon and the torches. That's all you get.
Okay. I want to just quick check of the well.
Right. Okay. Laszlo's walking off towards the well. Buddy, what are you doing?
I will quickly try the door. Just give the knob a little turn. Either way, if it opens or whatever, I will return to Cliff and Reese and just report the...
Are you using a key of any kind?
I don't know. Well, I'm sure it's locked, but I'm trying it.
Yeah, it's locked. Cliff, what are you up to?
Levi still has our keys. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
I think Cliff has the keys currently.
Right.
Has the keys. Okay. Very good.
What's Cliff up to?
He'll stay not too far away from the car. He probably assumes that Dr. Puff is maybe a little freaked out just by the setting, but he's gonna use a torch to sort of like check out the surroundings, just like check the tree line and whatever else that ends the clearing, just to make sure there's like, nothing that stands out as not belonging.
Right, no worries. And Reese, what are you up to?
I'm out of the car too. I think I'm looking more at the ground. It probably won't matter and pertain, but any kind of small detail that might jump out at her.
Okay, you say, like, are we talking like, are we just staying near the car and in front of the cabin, or are you like going with those two who went behind the cabin and having a look around there?
I'll be going to like the front.
Yeah, you look around, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. In particular, it's just sort of grassy clearing with this cabin.
I feel like I'm making a bigger deal than what it should be because nothing is truly like, the deer incident happened and could be a little shaken up. Maybe there's some past stuff bubbling up with her.
Right,
because
okay.
we're in the middle of a forest and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe she's checking that nothing like that is going on.
Yeah,
here.
okay. Yeah. So you're keeping your wits about you and looking around. But yeah, you don't notice anything at the front of the cabin. It all seems still and quiet at this time. Cliff, you check the sort of periphery, you're checking the trees and stuff. And much the same. It's very quiet. It seems all right. And when you check the doors, I suppose you're going over to Cliff, I guess, to get the keys?
Yeah, I was just going to report to the team that, it's locked up tight. It's dark. Nothing particularly unusual about this place. There is a bathroom and an outhouse, so perhaps the modern amenities have been added as time has gone by. I'm not sure, but I can't tell you much more. But it is locked up, and Cliff, I believe you've got the keys.
Yeah, if everything is all cleared outside, thoroughly scoped at the perimeter, he will open the door.
Okay, so you're going towards the door. Laszlo goes towards the well. It's got like an electric pump on the side of the well, but you poke your torch down there. There's some water in it, but other than that, nothing else.
I like to caution that where we are, like this kind of place, and this is her talking. We may see more animals tonight, potentially. So be ready to potentially see a raccoon, maybe.
Specifically?
Potentially.
Okay.
Beware raccoons, guys.
Beware raccoons. She's just saying, hey, something might actually make a noise. Don't freak out.
Yeah.
She says that she's going to 100% freak out.
Laszlo, what were you up to then? Sorry? You have to look in the well.
There was an outhouse as well, yeah?
Yeah, there's an outhouse as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to just check, make sure that's clear as well.
I want to know if it's bullshit.
Right. You go and check the outhouse. There's like a toilet and a pull cord light and nothing else really in there at all.
Okay, he's going to circle back, join the team. I think probably go to the car and just put the Kevlar vest on under his jacket.
Okay.
And not take out the other gun that's in the bag.
Right.
And probably just put the night vision goggles, attach them to his belt, basically, so they're not on anymore, but they're just put there if he needs them.
Okay, so while Laszlo's doing that, you three are going in? Is that what we're saying there?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll take a point. I got the night vision goggles and everything, so yeah, I think I'm heading in anyway.
Yeah, knowing that Buddy is going ahead with the night vision goggles, Cliff is going to, whenever he gets in, turn on the lights if possible.
Yeah, you can. You go in.
Just flashbang.
Yeah.
You go in, and Buddy's got his night vision goggles on, which immediately go bright white as Cliff turns the light on.
When Laszlo hears that, he's like military runs, gun out, just
and
he's just you got a good time right there? What's going on?
And you just see Buddy rubbing his eyes or whatever after he's removed his night vision goggles. And I think anyone can pretty much see that no one's been in here in a few months. There's dust on all the surfaces. There's some big cobwebs in the corners. And it's sort of a, living room, kitchenette, similar situation to the apartment, but this one's got a big fireplace and there's a secondhand couch that, it's a bit ratty. A couple of wooden chairs scattered around. On the left is a kitchen with a breakfast counter and a couple of stools. You can see that there's a door leading off from that kitchen area. And then there's a door on the opposite side that leads into a bedroom, actually, because you already scoped it out from the outside.
Yeah, going to start sweeping the area, opening doors cautiously and checking corners.
That's fine. Anyone else joining in or doing anything?
Yeah, Cliff will take the bedroom.
I will regather myself in the living room, and once my once the spots have left my vision, I will see if I can't find anything in the living room, I guess.
Reese?
I think she's going to meander a little bit first, getting the feel of this place, what it meant or used to mean to this family. She just can't help doing that because that's just part of her job, is knowing what,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Important.
So Cliff went into the bedroom, then I'm assuming Laszlo went into the bathroom. You open it into a bathroom. It looks pretty normal. This one's not, been mashed. There's a bath and a toilet and a sink. Are you wanting to thoroughly investigate this, or are you happy with that?
I think he's going to do a broad sweep. Also, are there any strange smells?
No strange smells at all, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It looks like a pretty standard bathroom.
Sure. Is there an upstairs or a downstairs?
No, it's one floor.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to start going through the rooms, maybe backing up Dr. Puff.
Right, okay. You do a quick sweep of the bathroom and then head back into the living room. And in the living room, we've got Buddy having a look around now that his eyesight's clear, and Reese is in there as well, getting the lay of the land. Are you are we opening drawers and looking behind every, fireplaces, or are we doing a very cursory check? What's going on there?
Hero job.
Okay, so you start really going through this, and there's not much furniture in the living room. You check under couch cushions and that, but there's nothing really there. You check the kitchen, it's basically empty. There's a few out-of-date packets of crackers in one drawer, there's a few bags of chips in another, and that's about it. And yeah, not much at all. Then you have Cliff, who's in the bedroom. You go into this bedroom and there's a double bed, another dresser, and a small wardrobe in there. What's Cliff up to?
Probably the dresser first. I mean, he's going to do a very thorough search of the entire room.
Right.
He's got his process, full investigation mode.
Nice. Okay, so you do a full investigation. So you have a look. The bed checks out. There's nothing there. You're nothing there at all. And the dresser, in fact, is empty as well. You go to the wardrobe. There's just a few coat hangers that have been left behind. And you're thinking, another bust. And then you go under the bed. You just have a quick gander under, and there is a footlocker under there as well.
Is it locked?
You take it out. It has a little padlock on it with a very popular make of lock that I looked up, and I think it was Lockmaster, I believe.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Does that fit any of the keys that we've
Yes, you have 2 Lockmaster keys. The first one you try clicks it open, and you open this footlocker. You guys have checked the living room. You 3, you're happy with the living room. What are you guys doing now?
Absolutely loving the living room, mate. Yeah, I think probably just if I'm doing a broad sweep and then probably going into where Cliff is.
So you walk in, you see Cliff unlocking this footlocker as you step in there. Buddy and Reese, what are you 2 up to?
I think eventually I'd probably make my way back there.
Okay.
I am curious about the shed, but I don't have any keys with me. It's probably going to be locked, so I will join the rest.
I'll say that you can look out the window. It's just right behind. You don't see a padlock on
take
it.
A peek. Yeah. I'll go have a look. As Laszlo heads in, I'll just give him a heads up what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I don't disappear.
I'll deal with yours first then.
Laszlo just gives him okay, yep.
Sorry, give him the hand signal that I'm going outside to a shed, and that my eyes hurt, and that I'm full of casserole.
Laszlo gives the hand signal for enjoy this Sports Illustrated, brother.
You go out to the shed. It isn't locked. You are able to open up very easily, and there is an assortment of tools in there. There's a rake and some shears and gardening tools mostly, but also there's a hammer and screwdrivers and things. And there are also, and you asked for this, and you're going to get it, 20 1-gallon cans of gasoline stacked inside the shed.
I can't wait to tell Laszlo.
He got what he wanted. Not in the way he intended, but he got it. Okay, in the bedroom, everyone but Buddy sees Cliff open this footlocker, and there is an envelope on top of a pile of other things. The envelope is sealed and marked with a green triangle that someone has drawn in ink. And underneath that, there is a VHS tape and then several reel-to-reel tapes. There is what looks like 3 tear gas grenades, a large iron knife. It doesn't look like one you could buy in the shop. a glass sphere, and some dog tags.
I want to look at that glass sphere.
Okay.
That's a crystal ball.
You pick up the glass sphere. It's about 3 centimeters in diameter. And what's your science? In fact, I can open your character sheet. I'll have a look. Yours is 0. So you, yeah, it's a glass sphere. Feels like it'd make a good paperweight.
Nothing occulty.
You don't notice anything occult about this sphere. What about Cliff? Since you opened it, what are you looking at?
Checking the names on the dog tags first.
The dog tags are marked Bauman Clive W. They seem quite old. There's a social security number and the word Protestant on it. You've got enough knowledge to know that these are probably like maybe Vietnam War dog tags.
Checking the envelope, you said it's sealed. How is it sealed? Is it like...
He's licked it.
Okay, well,
he just stuck it down.
In that case, it should be easy enough to open it without ripping it.
Yeah, you can carefully prise open the thing if you don't want to tear it. There is a note inside that you should be able to see now. It says, "To whom it may concern. If you are reading this note, I can assume I have died or become incapacitated before I had the courage to complete my final mission. You will find about 20 gallons of gas in the shed behind this cabin. Pour it into the septic tank beside the cabin and ignite it. You'll be happier if you didn't look inside. Please make sure the remains are kept for my children. I'm so sorry. God, please forgive me. Clyde Bauman."
Yeah, he'll pass that over to Dr. Puff first. Are the tapes, what kind of tapes are there again? There's a VHS and
So
there's
there's a
like
VHS.
reels?
Reel to reel.
Yeah, there's a VHS tape that you pick up and it's labeled Spooner Avenue, which doesn't mean anything to you. And there are
Never been spooned before.
there are four reel-to-reel tapes. You would recognize that what they're labeled with is FBI evidence tags, labeled between 15th of August 72 and the 29th of September 1972.
Is there anything that plays them?
There is no equipment in here to play either a VHS or reel-to-reel tape. Laszlo, you're in there as well. What are you up to?
So that's Mr. Bauman left us some lanyard, and he takes the tear gas and he examines the knife.
Okay, so you, as an army fella, would know these tear gas grenades are old, probably at least 20 years old. You're not overly confident they'll work. You're not overly confident that they're duds either. The knife, on the other hand, I'm going to look at your character sheet. You know it's not a normal knife. It's very old and weird. It's engraved with markings you do not understand. And you would recognize, though, that the handle appears newer than the blade and is made of bone. If you had to guess, you think it's a human bone.
Oh, there's some gree right there. And
Ooh, give that to me. Show me that.
I pass over to Dr. Puff.
Right, let's see.
Yo, this human, for sure.
I'm going to say that given your anthropology, you know enough about like human societies, that you think that this is sort of like, since you're not an archaeologist, you wouldn't know exactly where it came from, but you think this is like pre-medieval, the blade that is, and the markings, probably European of some description. You probably won't know any more than that though.
This seems to be from Europe originally, before medieval times. This is old. And she's just examining it and seems very interested.
Okay. Buddy, you were coming back towards the cabin, I believe?
Yeah, there's nothing else to investigate outside. I think we already checked out the shed and the outhouse individually. This was just time to head back inside and rejoin the team and report what I've seen, although it sounds like they already know about it.
Yeah, you swap info, yeah, and they are aware of the gas tanks. And you see a smorgasbord of strange objects in a footlocker.
Laszlo's over the moon about the gas.
Right.
We haven't found any documents, right?
No, the only written document is this note.
So, the cleanup we're supposed to do, so far we haven't found anything.
You would think everything in this box needs taken back.
No, I just thought maybe more.
Yeah, you haven't found anything else other than what is in this box.
What could he mean by final mission?
Yeah, what do we, any rooms left uninvestigated at this point?
No one's checked the bathroom properly.
Love checking bathrooms.
Okay.
Raid a medicine cabinet.
You go through
I'm in there.
the bathroom. You search around and it all seems pretty normal, except for in the cistern, there is a loaded 9mm Glock in a baggie in the cistern. And let's have a look at your stuff. I'll say you find some pipes that are disconnected. You're not a plumber. You're not sure what they go to. But they go outside, but they're not connected to anything inside.
I can't make heads or tails of that. Is there any more details I can learn about the gun? I am good at small guns.
It's a well looked after Glock, regularly cleaned, loaded. Yeah, whoever owned it, they knew how to take care of it. The serial numbers have been filed off.
Oh, I'll definitely take that with me.
Only an archaeologist with a physics degree who retired, became a plumber, would know what was going on in this house.
I mean, as an anthropologist, I'm sure, would Reese not be able to, recognize, are the symbols on the knife from, a sort of recognizable script? Are they, runic? Are they Cyrillic? Are they Arabic?
I think they're closest to runic, but not quite.
That's probably what gave it away, that it's European in nature.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
If you had to guess, you'd say it was, it's probably from maybe Northern Europe, or it might be Anglo-Saxon in nature, something like that perhaps, but...
You might rattle off some caves.
Yeah.
That had remains and such that might be familiar, but not exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't quite match anything. If you show it to an archaeologist, they might know, but they might also, it looks kind of strange. It looks kind of off.
Can I examine those pipes? I have skills in heavy machinery. Would that help at all?
Also, I assume that given that Laszlo lives alone in a bayou shack, he's probably quite happy.
Do you know what? I didn't think about that. That is actually the best justification for knowing what they might go to than anyone else has said, I think. Yeah, I'm going to say you have a look, and they're disconnected. They go outside and down into the ground. And you would say that there might be a septic tank on the property, but it's not connected, which kind of makes, it makes sense in some ways. It makes sense that it's not connected because there's running water in here and there's an outhouse, but it makes no sense that there is a septic tank in the first place.
It seems strange that there's a septic tank at all. It is disconnected, and I think it's somewhere outside of the cabin. Perhaps we go and complete this mission.
I mean, we have this note, and he's given us clear directions, but our mission is to identify any material related to Delta Green and remove it. No. His note says we'd be happier if we didn't look, but don't we have to look?
The green triangle on the envelope. Seems to me this might be a little extra, but I don't know.
Have any of us seen the logo of Delta Green? Do we know?
Yeah, you've seen it on the first document, I think. And if you haven't, we'll just say you have. It's Delta Green one. It's not like it's not like their official paperwork right now. Someone has drawn it in green, and you would assume that Clyde's probably the one who did that.
It'd be incredibly funny if we just cleared out a cabin and ate some casserole and then went home.
I want to wrap the knife in a cloth or something just to take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you wrap
that up. We got some cling film.
Yeah, just cover it in casserole.
But what I want to do is I want to look for, are there any cellar doors?
No cellar doors inside at all, nothing like that.
Okay.
Buddy, you want to gear up?
Yeah, I get strapped and prepared to complete this mission, but I personally really feel that we need to look and see before we actually complete this mission.
We're now, both Buddy and Laszlo are carrying MP5 SD fully automatic submachine guns with suppressors.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you've got your machine guns.
10 gas tanks each.
Yeah, so are you looking for the septic tank?
Yeah.
Okay. You are able to find, sort of 10 yards away from the house, sort of near the edge of the woods, there's a hatch for a septic tank. It's in a shallow pit. It's not buried, as you might expect it to be. There's earth piled around it that sort of suggests that it's been, it's settled. It looks like it's been exposed for a long time. There's a hatch with a padlock, which, people don't normally lock septic tanks. And it's a Lockmaster, I think, is the brand.
Master Lock.
Master Lock.
That's what you're going for.
It's a Master Lock.
Fuck, never gonna get sued.
No, it's actually, it's legally distinct Lockmaster.
Cliff Allen's gonna say, I agree with Buddy. I think the success of our mission, whether or not we can say it's complete, is whether or not we can identify whatever's in here is related to the group in the first place. So I think I've got the key for this. I'm gonna take a look. If no one stops him, he's gonna.
Okay. Is everyone followed along? Is everyone sort of there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. You all sort of gather around, but it's Cliff doing the unlocking. And you unlock the padlock, clicks open with the other key.
He is going to offer, if anyone doesn't want to see this, assuming that everyone sort of has had a similar experience leading them to the group in the first place, he's going to offer them, if you're feeling uncertain, turn away. Don't look. I can handle this if necessary.
I am shining a light down for you.
Yeah, I bravely look on. I've already looked at the base of the Tulsa college football team and seen their true evil face, so I'm fine with it.
Simplify, and then night vision goggles on. Lock and load.
Okay. You click it open with everyone watching on, and it comes away easily. It's been like oiled, if anything, like the handle and the hinge are like well oiled and they don't even squeak as you open them. And as you open it, you hear a voice from inside the septic tank, and it says, it's like really croaky, like,
"Oh, honey bear, you left me for so long this time. Where did you go, honey bear? Please tell me you've changed your mind. Please tell me you've changed your mind."
All right, that's fucked up. I wasn't ready for
Oh,
that.
fuck. Oh my god.
Dr. Puff, the light.
Yep, shining.
you shine the light down into this septic tank. It's way too big for the normal septic tank of this building. It's like 6 foot by 6 foot by 10 foot, and at the bottom you see a slumped figure at the edge, and you see that it seems to be an old lady. Her legs are swollen from being in like a few inches of water for such a long time. You know, her hair's been falling out and her fingers are all bruised and bleeding. She's like in a tattered dress. She's like shielding her eyes from the light.
Ma'am?
What? Who is that? Who? Oh God! Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God! Oh, please, you got to help me. My husband, he's not right. He's not right.
I'm gonna look to Cliff and I shake my head, because what you guys don't know why Delta Green would even consider her is she's seen strange people before, and that's not even counting her backstory. That's just the event for her, and it's reminding her of that. I think it's appropriate to say that this is like, I don't think she would be strong enough to survive this condition. She's already on edge about, like, she's like,
Yeah. You said it looked like no one's been here for a long time.
Oh yeah, a few months maybe.
Okay, well then, gonna like sort of just angle Reese's torch around. Just like, if there's no like food or anything done there. Is the woman bound?
She's not bound. No, she's not. You would see like floating in the water, there are like bottles that like would have contained water at one point. Some like wrappers that would have had food in them at some point, just sort of floating there in the water.
I guess, to my eyes, yes, I'm here to investigate the occult and supernatural, but to me it looks like this woman is trapped down here, so I'm gonna call out to her. Hello? No. Ma'am, how did you get down there? How long have you been there?
Oh, my husband, Clyde, he's not right. So he's not been right for a long time. He did something horrible, and then he put me down here.
What did he do?
I woke up one morning. Well, it was the middle of the night. I don't know what time it was. I woke up and he was looming. He was saying strange words. I don't know what he was doing. And at first he was fine. He told me to go back to sleep, and then he looked at me weird the next day. I don't know why. He didn't like what he saw, and then he put me down here. And I've been begging for him to let me out, but he just said he can't do it. I snapped. There's something not right with him. I've been asking. He's been saying strange things that he's seen, strange things that he's been through. I don't understand. He works for the IRS. He seems. What can he have seen?
What does the water look like?
Gross. Yeah, not nice. Murky.
Laszlo's very quietly going to put the safety off on the gun and then say, "When was the last time you seen your husband?"
I don't know how the days pass. It's dark in here. It's so dark. It's felt like such a long time. It's been so long. He normally only goes for a while. I would say he probably came every day. He did. And then he stopped. He stopped coming.
Is there a way up or down? Like any kind of ladder or rope or anything?
No, there's no ladder or rope. It's like 6 foot high. With her arms outstretched, she might be able to like reach the lid, but like obviously she's in no condition to do that. But you could, you could put your arm down and haul her out probably. She looks like she weighs about a few stones sopping wet at this point.
Is she standing?
So at first she was sort of like hunched in the corner and she was covering her eyes from the light. As you've spoken out to her, she is sort of stretched up and she's, talking to you. She is stood up again now, yeah. But she looks frail. She's a little bit hunched.
Is she injured?
You shining the light. She doesn't seem to have any major like injuries. The ends of her fingers are all bloodied. Nails are all broken. You can probably guess that she might have been like scratching or pounding at the walls at some point. And like her hair's falling out. She looks sickly, but she doesn't look injured.
How old is she?
She's in her 60s.
Late 60s, early 60s?
Mid 60s, maybe.
I mean, I just feel like if you drop anyone who's like approaching the age of elderly 6 feet.
Yeah. That's why she's like so sus about this, because like this is not a survivable condition when you're especially older.
Laszlo's gonna whisper to Dr. Puff, show her the orb and the knife, maybe.
I'll give the torch to Cliff if he wants to hold it.
Yep.
And I'll pull out that knife. Like, do you recognize this?
She like shudders and she like shrinks back a bit. She's like,
Yeah, that's what he had it in his hand with that night. He did. He said it would help me. He said what he was saying would help. He said it would help with the cancer. That it would go away.
I think that makes her pale.
Ma'am, you have cancer?
Yes, I do. I haven't had my medication for a long time. They said I would die without it, but I haven't.
I think I'm going to step back. I'm going to remove myself.
And what about the orb? We've got the glass.
Reese still has the orb.
Oh, yeah, I can show that. Give it to someone.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to keep it. I was just looking at it.
As soon as you pick up the orb, considering you've got a gun and night vision goggles, even though it's made of glass, it immediately attracts as if magnetic to the, let's say, to your gun.
Oh. I'm not sure to do that. This mighty strange. You recognize this? Says, looking down at her.
Sorry, I just realized I completely forgot to do something quite important. As you look down at her, I actually need you all to make a sanity check.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a hundo, right?
What do you roll
I was
for
too
that?
engrossed in that. Yeah, everything's a D100.
Yeah.
200. Okay. Oh my god.
Wow.
You need to roll.
Wait, so-
you want to roll under.
We want to be within
Your
our
sanity.
number.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So.
I hate old ladies.
So.
Yes.
Wow, I am sick as fuck, bro. I am
just
so
over.
good.
Right.
I'm under.
If you're under, you look down and you're okay.
I'm sorry.
If you are over, you lose one whole sanity point. For witnessing what appears to be this horrible, cruel fate that this lady has suffered. Yeah, you lose 1 sanity for those who rolled over that.
You can ping it to your bond if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to really be desperate to get rid of that 1 sanity point loss.
I'm sending my discomfort to my ex-wife right now.
You're just texting.
So yeah, I'm going to assume you're probably all quite comfortable with that sanity loss. Although, it does, the ones who have lost sanity, you're all affected by it. It's all quite horrible to look upon. But those who have lost sanity, you look down and you are quite shocked by this sight before you. And it does really send a chill deep into you that someone could do this to someone else.
Yeah, I mean, well, Cliff, over his many years of being in the FBI, has seen a lot of bad shit being done to a lot of fairly weak people. And rather than steel him against it, I think in this situation he's very much sensitive to it, rather. Because, the times he wishes he's been in a position to help. So he's gonna pass the torch to whoever's got a hand free. If I don't know, is Buddy with us?
I can take it back.
Yeah. Keep that thing trained on us. But he is gonna get down onto the ground and reach in.
Okay.
He's gonna reach in, a hand down, offering it to the lady. He's being cautious enough to know to pull back, but he can't tolerate watching her suffer down there.
No worries.
Cliff's gonna get his fingies chewed off.
Are you guys all?
I'm ready to knife.
Yeah, you just. What about Buddy and Laszlo? What are you doing in this situation? you see him get on his belly basically and put his arm down into the tank.
Right. I mean, of course, I have Clyde's instructions and his note in the back of my mind, but I'm with Cliff on this one. Other than I'm in a supernatural media, I don't have any reason to keep this woman in the septic tank. And that said, I am at the ready. I'm gonna have my knife out. Just my personal knife out, just to have ready.
I'm covering them at if you think like a quarter circle, so I don't.
I'm ready to help
trained.
lift this woman out.
Okay, so you're right. You're covering to help, and Laszlo's covering to if anything goes wrong. Yeah, he's gonna sort that out.
Got the Freedom Puncher 5000 loaded.
Bye, Cliff.
A wet, shriveled hand takes yours, Cliff, and you can feel that like her skin is like it's shriveled, it's horrible, and it's like trembling, and she manages to like clutch a hand around yours, and you have to do all the work basically to pull her out. But you pull and she comes out, and this old woman, and you recognize her. You can see her the pictures from the apartment. This is Marlene from the document, and she looks around her with like amazement. She can't believe it. She's like, thank you. I don't know what I don't know why this has happened to me. She's like sobbing into her hands, but she just keeps saying like, thank you.
Did I notice anything off about her, like, behavior-wise? Given the fact that, I'm not only trained and stuff, but I also probably have witnessed people in very, very traumatic situations before, like, I've done, like, hostage rescues and stuff, so is she behaving within realistic human parameters? Is her, like, eyes swirling around at max speed or anything?
No, so there's nothing like that, no. She seems like a bit of a broken lady. She's sobbing into her hands. What you would expect that kind of thing to happen. She is a bit strange. You do notice that. I had a look at your human, it's 60%. And you notice this like almost weird cadence to when she talks a little bit sometimes, like a strange disconnect. I suppose as an FBI agent, you're not sure what the hell that's about, but it could be that she's been trapped in a septic tank for a long time. She might be slightly mad, or there might be something else. The crying is, it seems fine, but the way she talks sometimes doesn't quite match her facial expressions sometimes.
Is she noticing that it's winter?
She's shivering, but she was cold anyway.
Cliff is gonna, like, assuming that she's like sort of going along, he's gonna like sort of gently like move her arms behind her back and to say, we just need to make sure that you don't move too much before we get you checked out by med, all right? And he is going to handcuff her.
Okay.
He's got the cuffs on his belt.
Okay.
Wow.
She doesn't resist. You handcuff her hands behind her back. Behind her back or in front of her back?
Behind,
right? Okay, yeah, cool. You do that, you have to put it to like the tightest, just because she's so wasted away. She says, I'm sorry, thank you. She's completely compliant. She doesn't try and resist in any way.
Jimmy, looking into the septic tank, are there any entrances or holes? Specifically from the pipe, would Laszlo put it together that the pipe was disconnected so as not to flood the septic tank, or that this bigger than
you can like tank? Poke your head in there and you find, that's exactly what you realize there. Well, in fact, do you know what? You would probably realize by now, this septic tank was never really to be used as a septic tank.
Right. There's no other entrances or exits.
There's no entrance or exit. You're not even sure if it was ever really plumbed in properly at all.
Okay.
It was a convenient jail.
Okay.
You've got her handcuffed. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, with this poor woman in hand and all the evidence, I think, in this cabin collected, I suppose we could either take her into the cabin and, comfort her a little bit, or leave, or call an ambulance. Yeah.
Chuck her in the boot of the Corolla.
Do we have a means to get in contact with the group?
No, you've got to just turn up again.
There's a rendezvous point, I believe.
Back at the post office in 48 hours from the time of the original meeting.
We can't make any judgment calls right now on what the facts of this case are. So all I can assume that we should do is just take in all the evidence we found, including live evidence, and the bosses up top, they might have more information than we do on what exactly is happening here.
I say we take this lady back to a cabin, maybe talk to her, and keep a watch over her.
You could interrogate her a little more before we go, I suppose.
He's going to ask the doctor, Reese, if she can walk with her to the cabin.
Shh, side eye.
Okay, then he'll give her to Laszlo instead.
No, well, She'll walk with her.
Cliff's just like, I am not
All right.
walking with this woman. This task must be palmed off.
He's just waiting for a bit of distance to say, yeah, I've been trained in interrogation and I tend to handle that stuff on in the bureau and with other jurisdictions, but I'm gonna need at least one of you fellas try and look like you're just standing guard, but I don't know what exactly. There's something here that feels not right, and I just want to make sure that you're ready to act as soon as it turns south.
There's some Kagu, but copy that.
Yeah, you got it, Coach.
I'm walking with her. I'm going to make polite conversation, asking about her family.
Says like, Clyde, he was him, and of course our kids and little Cassie as well. Yeah. I hope they're okay. I hope they're all okay. And she'll walk with you to the cabin without any issue.
Team, do we shut and lock the prison, or do we leave it open? What do we reckon?
Yeah, better lock it just in case.
Okay. Yeah, we do that, Jimmy.
No worries. Yeah, shuts that. Like I said, it's nicely oiled, so it just clanks shut happily, and you put the padlock back on.
Recently oiled?
It's been kept well oiled. You don't know if it's been oiled in the last few months, I guess, but since it was last used, it's been...
It's not gonna season out of you, stupid. I mean...
No one's left it for like years or anything, and they've not been using it massively between, since its last oiling, I guess.
It's a cheeky trip up to the cabin for the WD-40 session, yeah. Cool. Okay, yeah, I guess we're walking this lady back to the cabin.
Yeah, okay, you walk her back, but she takes one of the wooden chairs, she just sits down, or, wherever you direct her, if you want to direct her onto the couch, she'll happily just sit down. She very quickly, kind of stops shivering. She sort of collects herself, she stops sobbing. She's still got just this look of trauma, I suppose. What are you guys up to?
Wishing that one of us had medical training.
See, I was going to be a medical examiner.
I have skills in first aid, so I can give her some rudimentary first aid.
Yeah, okay, you look around, check her out, make sure she's okay. She seems shockingly good, to be honest. Like I said, her legs are swollen and her fingers are a bit scratched up, but you'd expect someone who'd been put in these conditions for a long time to be worse, especially at her age.
Is there any reaction from the orb to her at all?
No, the orb has no reaction. It keeps wanting to stick to metal.
It's just a knife.
Why is it magnetic?
Can I
Do you know what?
any
Actually,
rituals?
I just want to say to Mega, can you give me a sanity check? You were only meant to do this if you had a certain amount of science, but since you've asked,
how magnets work.
you've asked the magnet question, so you can. I'll have a sanity check, please.
Yeah, I pass.
You're fine. Okay, so you think it's freaky that it's that magnetic, but you're not disturbed by that fact.
We've learned nothing.
Yeah, Reese. Sorry, you were going to say something then.
Can I think of any kind of rituals that I've studied, anything like that might pertain to, I don't know, immortality or curing something that people believed before?
Yeah, I mean, you can't think of a specific one, perhaps, but I think considering your background, you won't be surprised if that was the case. That she's talked about some kind of ritual. She's talked about having cancer at one point, and that her husband believed that this would help. So, in your eyes, I don't see why you wouldn't sort of maybe come to the conclusion that that's a distinct possibility. You won't know for certain. That's certainly on the top of your options.
Well, yeah, I think we can just, at this point, all we can do is continue to question her on her circumstances. Ma'am, can I get more details on what exactly your husband did with the knife? You seem to indicate that he said some stuff about it helping with your cancer. What did he actually do? Did he use the knife on you?
No. I woke up. It must have been in the early hours. And he was holding it and chanting, holding it up, and he just kept chanting and chanting. And then when he realized I was awake, he told me to go back to sleep. And then all of a sudden, I felt sleepy. I didn't know what to do, and I just couldn't resist it. I don't believe that he used it, but he just seemed to talk to it. Words I'd never heard before. It sounded like gibberish. I couldn't make it out.
Other than being locked in the septic tank, has anything strange happened since that time?
Well, I told him I was feeling well. I woke up the next morning, I was feeling so well. Well, I thought that it was a dream. I thought maybe I dreamed it. And that whatever it was, maybe I was just feeling better. Maybe the treatment was working. And he kept looking at me funny, and I kept asking him, And then one morning, something was happening. I remember waking up in the night scared, and I couldn't see, and I couldn't do anything. And then I was in the tank, and he wouldn't let me out.
Were there any other changes in your husband's behavior?
He wouldn't talk to me like he did before. He was putting food down. He was putting water bottles down. And he kept talking about how it was wrong, how the things that he'd seen, the things that he'd been through, that he'd betrayed everything. He'd betrayed everything that he stood for, that I could never understand. I could never understand what he'd been through and why this was wrong. And that's why he couldn't tell me anymore and that he had to do this.
Laszlo's going to very quietly say to Cliff, hello, Agent Cliff, what do you think about letting her know her husband has passed?
Yeah, I give a nod to that. Assent.
I'm sorry to inform you, but your husband is no longer with us.
Clyde, how did this happen?
He had a heart attack, I believe.
Clyde.
Swift.
Cliff, I'll say, since you've already noticed it, you see, through this conversation, you still see this sort of strange disconnect. This, like, she's sad, she definitely is. It's just, there's something off about her expressions, though. But, there is a sadness to them. But yeah, she sort of like,
sad.
Yeah, she's like crying, and she just says, like, heart attack. I bet it was all this nonsense, all this that he was talking about. I bet this has brought it on. This can only be it. Whatever he was doing, it wasn't right.
Laszlo, just keep an eye on him. Just make sure Buddy's safe. But I'm going to head back to the lockers. I just had a thought. My forensics kit, is it safe to assume that it would have lens for, like, investigating things in detail more closely? And, like, lighting stuff for lighting up crime scenes?
Yeah, I suppose if that's what's in it. I mean, I don't know what's in a forensics kit, but yeah, I mean, you probably have a torch and magnifying glass. I have no idea what's in a forensics kit, I'll be honest, but yeah, sure. I mean, yeah.
Where's Reese at this point?
I think I was sitting with her.
Okay, I was just saying, doctor, could you come over here and help me a second?
Before I leave, could I, like, she's probably trying to be comforting in some way. I want to put my hand on her and like on her arm or something and feel warmth or a pulse.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you feel a pulse. It's very slow. Got a very slow pulse, but it's there.
I also want to point out my humant is 60. So I think I might have noticed the...
Yeah, you'd notice the same as Cliff. You'd notice that, like, sometimes she just seems a bit off in her mannerisms. There's, like, a strange disconnect between...
Again, it's, like, not her first time kind of catching something like that. But she'll excuse herself and go meet Cliff.
Yeah, basically, I just want her to sort of hold... I'm going to be looking through the film reels that they've got and, like, holding up the magnifying glass on my end and shining a light through the other to see if I can directly see the images, because if they're like regular ass film reels, you should be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know much about film reels, but yeah, I assume that you would be able to see the, like, cells, Yeah,
Megan,
like
can
film.
you confirm? You might know.
Yeah, you'd be able to see cells, like, frame by frame, basically, if it's a film recording.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can see them.
You do need a magnifying glass, although it would help make them larger.
Yeah, you see, like, groups of people. Some of it looks to be like combat scenarios. There's some soldiers in one of them that you look at.
For the record,
no alien turn into an old lady and being put into...
No, you don't see old ladies or aliens or anything like that as you're flicking through. No.
And no naughty films of Miss Janowitz.
No, Miss Janowitz does not appear in his films.
Okay. For the record, the forensics kit would have, like, fingerprinting and drug testing and like things for taking impressions, that kind of stuff.
Cool. You've got all that.
Forceps and tweezers.
I assume you're just going to be satisfied with that and just thank the doctor and said that, nothing seemingly relevant. The parameters of the mission, are we supposed to go back at a certain time or?
We have 48 hours from when.
Yeah, 48 hours until the kids arrive at the...
He said meet you back there in 48 hours. We'll just say, just for the sake of ease. The staff there, a few of them at least, seemed to know what the situation was. So you confident that you could probably call a meeting if you went there. Thought you just don't have a phone number to call. But if you went there early and suggested a meeting, you know, you probably could arrange to pull it forward.
But they also told us that we're basically going to get no help.
I'm effectively treating her as evidence to turn in, you know?
We have everything in hand.
Yeah.
And it only remains to turn it in. I would like to get to the bottom of the mystery before that time, but I'll find an avenue.
Fuck it, road trip.
It might just be time to take her with us. Ma'am, would you be okay with that if we took you from here? It seemed like your husband was, or, you know, however you wound up in that tank, was to keep you separate from other people. Do you know of any reason why that would be the case? Why someone would want you
No, I'll happily. I'm sure I could use a doctor or something. Of course, I'll go with you. I don't know why he did it. Something sent him mad. He wasn't right. Something about him was not right.
When did you notice a change in him? Was it coming out here in the cabin or over time? Or did something set it off?
Well, whatever he did, he was fine before. He'd often go away, and sometimes when he came back, he wouldn't be very talkative about his trips. Less so recently, but especially back, you know, in the 70s and everything. And he'd have his moments where he wasn't right. But, you know, that was just Cliff, and I just assumed he was tired from the trips and everything. And after what I thought was a dream, but I can't have been a dream, when that happened, the change came on suddenly then.
You wouldn't happen to have a video player, a VCR here?
VCR? I've not had one of them for a long time. We used to have one. I don't know if Cliff kept it. He dealt with all of those things. Sorry, I said Cliff. Clyde, sorry. Cliff as you.
Yeah, I like...
Yeah, I got my Claire names mixed up. Clyde, he dealt with all those things. I don't know. I think it's all DVD now. Which seems like a, you know, very cheery thing to say in the situation. But, you know.
Where's your 4K UHD player, madam?
She's got no way of knowing how to play those tapes.
Okay. Yeah, that's just going to be like, I guess we got to take her with us.
I love how we all like meta feel, and maybe even like partly in character feel that the answer is to set her on fire, but
person. She looks like a person.
Yeah.
I want to shoot her so bad.
Now, they did say this was like a novice test. It's like, are you man enough to set this woman on fire? Or are you human enough to not set this woman on fire?
I don't want to be in a car of her.
Well, this trailer along the back will like tie rope under.
Molly's gonna drive, bro. It's cool.
No, just tie her on top of the car.
I have zip ties. We can zip tie the car.
Jimmy, just confirm, we were told to like destroy any mention of the group, but to otherwise bring back anything.
Remove any evidence, involve no one else, meet the rendezvous point with a report, and report any evidence that you find. So
okay, we're gonna report that he potentially used evidence related to the group's missions in an effort to treat his wife's cancer as far as her story goes. Yeah? Imagine I'm saying this in character.
I guess that's that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so you're getting in the car.
It's a real feel-good story about rescuing an old woman. This is great.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you're all very tentative to get in the car there, but are you all happy to do that? Is someone driving?
I haven't driven yet. I'll get behind the wheel, I suppose.
I'll sit with the old lady, just like
Shotgun.
Yeah, okay. So Cliff and Laszlo, are you putting the lady between you, I guess, or giving her a door seat?
No, probably best to have her between us.
I'm going to stand on the other side, still with my submachine gun, and I'm going to put like as many gas canisters in the boot as possible. I'm going to do that. I'm not fucking leaving them. And
not many, but you can put a few. Probably not many in this car, but you can fit on, 3 or 4, let's say.
Okay.
That's enough to burn a person. We should be fine.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna
This is really sad about not getting that 5th can in the car.
No, it's just like one single tear. And then just the orb. How does the orb react to the car? which is metal.
When you put it close to the car, it sticks to it, and you have to use a bit of force to pull it off.
But can everyone else see this and react to it?
Sure, you all see this orb.
I point it out. I'm like, this orb seems to be like a magnet. I don't know.
I have like no occult or science score, so I guess my answer is, huh.
Yeah. Got a little toy, a little fidget spinner or something you got there, buddy?
A what? Yeah, a what? A what?
What do you call him, buddy?
I mean, the only relevant experience I could think that I have is that I think I have like some in like SIGINT, but I know does it do any?
That's sick. No.
Is it a satellite?
No.
Oh no, never mind. I got nothing in SIGINT. No, I'm just all human intelligence shit. I'm just I'm a feeler, not a knower.
I'm so fucking pumped. I put 40% into piloting small boats. Been radically useful so far.
I'll make sure to pick the boat module next. We'll say it in your back garden, in the bayou. They're all very impressed with your orb. And you're in the car. You get in the back seat, with Marlene between you. Buddy turns the car out and drives back up towards the main road. You pull in, the car, it was gone, obviously, because you watched it leave, that you saw crash on the outside. And you turn the corner to go back onto the main road. And at that point, she lets out a little chuckle. And she just goes, "Thank you." And there's like a death rattle. And she just flops between you.
Oh.
And
He's tied to the place.
And Buddy, as you're driving away, you see in the rearview mirror a shadow stands up at the edge of the forest and runs into the trees.
I'm going to accelerate a little bit.
Yeah, you get out of there. You have a dead lady between you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
checking her pulse.
Yeah.
Are we gonna weekend at Bunny's, sir?
She's gone. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I don't suppose any of you have any idea what in hell that might have been.
Well, no, not at all. If you didn't see it, I just saw some shadow retreat into the woods right after she asked. She is dead, right? You guys checked that? What's happening?
Yeah, she's dead.
Okay. There's got to be some connection between these two things. I don't know what, but we have a very clear option of either fleeing this situation right now or going back.
This is a cleanup operation. We're not here to investigate any otherworldly entities or events. Let's just stick to the parameters.
Reese she just says, before she gets just quiet about it, but she just says, people do the strangest things.
In fact, Taylor, I remember, can I have a sanity roll from you as well? Because you'd know that deer was dead. And you're pretty certain that's what stood up behind you and went off into the woods.
I am just over.
Just over, and you can have a D6 for that.
He just crashes the car.
Oh, 5. You lose.
I go through the fucking window, the windshield.
You're laughing, but that's not out of the scope of this. You got a 5. Now, if you lose 5 or more sanity at one point, that is when 5 plus sanity is lost in one roll, you either flee, struggle, or submit. You can project this onto a bond if you prefer to lose some points on a bond.
Please
Otherwise,
project it to your British daughter.
Yeah, you can project it onto your British daughter because I can't do a little girl voice and an American accent at the same time.
You did like precocious little girl voice in a British sitcom.
Your British daughter called LeBlanc.
Called LeBlanc. You either have a choice. You can do that. Otherwise, I'm saying you are putting your foot down. Your foot hits the floor and you are tearing down this road until you hit the I-40.
That I am doing that, or that's my other option?
That's your other option. You can either do that, or you can project it onto a bond and keep your wits about you and discuss this with Cliff and the others as to whether or not you want to stop or leave.
All right, well, I guess little LeBron's not dropping 40 on the Mavs tonight, so I will project it onto my daughter.
How this works is you don't have to pick your daughter. You can do. So
everyone agreed that would be the funniest thing.
It is the funniest thing, though, so you can absolutely pick it. How it works is you might be thinking about her and how you're doing this for her, and some kind of resentment will come up. You know, you're making the world a safer place for your daughter to grow up in, perhaps. You know, thoughts like that will be bubbling beneath the surface, and you know that, like, you need to talk about this. You can't just flee. You have to talk about this with everyone here. You can't just disappear without thinking this through. As you know, you could be unleashing dangers into the world that one day might, you know, come to roost, in terms of, you know, she might bump into one day, I suppose. So how it works then, mechanically, spend 1 d4 willpower. So if you could roll me d4. 4. So you only lose 1 point of sanity. And 4 points come off of your bond to your daughter. So your daughter's bond is 10. It's a chunk. You're going to feel that resentment a bit next time she rings. When she asks for help with her math homework or something, you're going to think about the fact that, like, this horrible thing's happening in the background, and you have to see this kind of thing for her sake. Okay, but you don't just floor it. So, yeah, what are you guys doing in that situation?
I came here because someone was taken from me, like by Raeboop or something like that. I don't know how I feel about letting something what takes from people back out in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Just thinking about my chub daughter that I hate.
LeBron should have retired, man.
The reason I joined Delta Green was, I assume, like all of you, something happened that I don't have a full explanation for. And as long as I'm with this group, I feel like I might get a little bit closer to finding out what exactly is going on underneath this world that we can see. I feel like in this case, that means we got to go ahead, we got to complete the mission, and we got to be ready for the next one.
But what does it mean to complete the mission right now with a body in the back?
Well, I'd suggest that we probably disguise the body at some point before we reach the city, but yeah, full disclosure, we turn it in alongside everything else.
I don't want to give up the knife. She didn't say that. I'm saying come on, keep it. But yeah.
Just holding onto it like Gollum.
Look, the reason I'm in this mess to begin with is because someone was taking shortcuts, and it feels like if we head out of here without investigating this shadow, at least some, it won't feel like mission complete to me.
Agent Cliff, we take a vote on it. How you feel about that?
Well, look, you guys got the night vision gear, but this is a big old backwoods we're out here by, so...
I'm a hunter by trade. I maybe have an advantage there, although I don't know what it is we're up against exactly.
What do you think?
My vote is that we
head down to where I saw the shadow and just look.
Yeah, that's
my vote is that we go ahead. What about you, Doctor?
I like to think of it, let's say a war. Something's always going on, and we may see it again.
I think Laszlo I can't speak for Buddy, but I think Laszlo would react to the word war with some, at least a nod. No.
I'm thinking of, like, this is a battle that we just dealt with in a way. Sort of.
Yeah, no, he nods in agreement to that.
Laszlo somehow crashes the car.
Laszlo's like, solid reasoning, actually.
War never changes.
Laszlo's like, Marlene, what do you think? Oh no, sorry, don't worry about it.
Puppet her face.
I agree. Oh, that's another vote for turning around from Marlene.
But you can tell, like, she has, like,
he gets two.
A intuition about this kind of shit. Like, there's something specific she might even know.
The diamond would know that she's been sensitive to the situation. He's going to say, Dr. Puff, you seem like you had been set off by the night's events pretty early and consistently. Is there something that you know might be relevant to this case that perhaps we were missing?
I fear I may lack the relevance, as I do not know what Buddy saw or what was... I look back at Marlene going on with her. There were rituals that people would do to seek immortality or gain a sort of power. And that's been around a long time and is technically still around in lesser forms. It could even be sport related. But
I was just thinking, yes, what I found, I I was suspicious of the Tulsa football team. We had a game coming up. I went to investigate and found evidence of a ritual, bones and blood. It was horrible. I destroyed it. It should have, whatever it was going to do, should not have happened, but game came and went, and I saw their players achieve athletic feats that I've only ever seen from one man, LeBron James.
She'll nod patiently, and at first she's not believing, and then when talking about the ritual, she's like, "Okay, no, you're serious," and she almost slips with some information like that seems personal, but she turns it around. There has been already documented cases of just cults doing the things they do. Not many. It's hard to find them if they even let themselves to be found. But sometimes things get out and people don't believe it, which is why I assume something like Delta Green exists.
It seemed to me that there was a prison, like something was being contained, like kept, held,
Yes, we must have passed, I don't know, a radius of sort that whatever was with her separated and now is free.
Well, let's turn this car around and look at where we saw that deer, and then maybe it might be a good night for a hunt. I don't know.
I fucked up. I was supposed to convince you to not. Can I use my persuasion, please?
Yeah, I think in this it's just if he's persuaded or not from what you said. But I mean, Buddy, you're in ultimate control of the car. Are you sort of stopping the car and you probably won't have to reverse far?
Yeah, we've been kind of chilling in an actual park while we have this conversation. Yeah. Otherwise, we'd be in Kansas by now. Sorry, am I deciding?
I suppose if you've stopped, anyone can get out, and it's only going to take you a minute or two to get back to where the deer was.
I strongly feel still that we should do that.
It's a 2-2 vote. I'm just gonna stay here with the body and just cover your backs, but I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay.
I guess Buddy and Laszlo are going to go to where the deer was.
Yeah, you can go out. It's no longer there. There is like the blood on the road where the driver hit it, and there's a little pool of blood where he'd left it, but it's gone.
Okay, so, and tell me this is bullshit, Jimmy. I said a shot put out of its misery. I looked at my character sheet. The pistol I have is a fucking Magnum, so it's got a big old hole in it.
Yeah, that thing. You would be shocked that thing got back up again.
There is a deer running around.
That is it. Well, yeah.
So, also, is there a trail of blood? Like, is it still leading off somewhere? Yeah. So, yeah, you follow into the woods this sort of trail of blood, and at first it's quite heavy, and then it gets less and less and less. It's dark as well, but you've got your night vision, but it's still going to be difficult to follow this kind of thing in the dark. You want to do this, and you're able to, especially at the beginning, easily find these like big sort of pools of blood almost, and then eventually you find a little drip on a blade of grass or against a tree trunk, and then that disappears completely. What about prints, like hoof prints?
So you were able to follow the hoof prints for even further than the blood, and then you come to a spot where the trail seems to sort of almost like scatter around, as if like you see loads of different deer prints around, and they all sort of go off in different directions, and you're unable to tell where the deer you were following has gone because the blood trail has stopped by this point. I want to mark that on the handheld GPS I've got, like where as far as we can get, and then I guess we'll return. Okay. Buddy, what do you think, man?
That deer was gone, man. You finished that thing off good. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know. If I were to really stretch my imagination, it appears whatever was in Maureen has hopped to another body, only for a moment.
I think you got that. You got that right. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to head back, or you want to go on a hunt?
Well, like you said, it's a mighty big stretch of woods, and it is nighttime. It may benefit us to leave for now, and maybe come back another time, or do as Cliff and Reese want, and turn in our evidence as is.
Okay. Fedudo. We head back to the car.
Okie doke. You head back, filling Cliff and Reese on what you saw, and make the drive back.
I just want to ask, did you look up?
We probably would have looked all around.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So imagine like you look up and then there's a fucking deer in a tree.
Yeah, we'll say you look up occasionally, and you make the drive back to Oklahoma City. What are you doing with the corpse?
Just chilling.
Hey, Cliff. What we doing with the corpse?
I mean, shit. What? We got cellophane.
Oh my god.
We've got a casseroles
Why
amount
is
of
it
cellophane.
I miss amazing.
She's a casseroles amount of lady. Shit, I don't know. I mean, there's not much space in the trunk with all the gasoline is the thing.
I think
It's
actually,
like a 4-hour drive. She'll be fine. She'll keep.
That's nasty.
Laszlo might be like, they said to clean up the evidence. And she evidence. I don't know if maybe we want to just burn a body.
Sorry, can we look at the thing? It said specifically bring back evidence, right?
I'll tell you what it said. Here you go. Proceed to the residence, remove any evidence, make sure everything's clean within 48 hours, involve no one else, meet a rendezvous point in 48 hours with a report. If you find evidence that Bauman violated program security, report it. His exact words, since I do have those, he just said, take care of it and report them back to me.
Yeah, take care of it.
That's a whatever we want to do card right there. As long as we don't get caught.
I think that probably getting caught is the fear factor. We're driving into a city with a dead body. Maybe we ought to get rid of it.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I say we burn a body. And Jimmy, would we know about green boxes?
No. You wouldn't.
Okay.
For those who are in chat, they're like Delta Green's like storage places where you can get equipment and stuff.
Oh,
but as you are,
we're newbies.
As you're newbies, they haven't given you any insider info really.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we find a place in the woods and burn a body.
Yep.
Okay.
Using Laszlo's
not all of it
bayou fuckery experience and war experience and my investigative experience to be able to hide the body or the remains rather in a way that I'd be able to identify a location for people to pick it up, but to make sure it doesn't get discovered as well.
Well, the scorch marks are probably going to be easy to find, to be honest. But yeah, you can go into the woods and
I mean, cutting the bodies up probably a bit too grisly, right?
I think that disembodied voice made a good point. We would potentially be leaving more evidence than destroying by having a burnt husk of skeleton somewhere in the Oklahoma woods. I think we'll be okay. Just based on vibes, I think we're all right.
I'm convinced. I think. Well,
can we put it in the boot?
Yeah, you have to sit next to some cans of petrol.
We'll take some like cans, or at least not the cans.
We'll use one to refill the Coral. All 1 gallon that fill its tank. But yeah,
no worries.
We'll take some shit out to make room for.
You're going to save Delta Green some money when they hand it back in and it's got a full tank, which will be nice for them.
Yeah, well, our paperwork, they take a little bit out if they got to
priorities complete.
Bring it back. Yeah, Enterprise is not going to like this.
But no, I do agree. I do think that she is evidence. Like if they're able to somehow forensically or otherwise determine what happened to her body, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine I'm saying this in cartridge justification. I agree.
Yes,
would you have a camera?
Did she have a camera?
I would have a camera.
Oh, you have a camera.
I would have a camera in my forensic kit, 100%.
You probably all got a phone as well. It's set today.
Yeah.
You've all got phones, but you're able to put it in the boot. You move some gas cans around in the footwell of the vehicle, fill up the car with one, and you drive back. Are you going back straight to the post office?
Yeah. If you say that's the post office, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Buddy and Laszlo are going to de-gear. We've just got our pistols on us. But
right, yeah, no worries.
Like fucking...
My Lakers jersey.
Back in the duffel bag. And
you crossed out the name LeBron that was on the back?
Stop at Fanatics real quick. I picked up a Luka jersey. Thanks.
You drive back to the post office. It's like the early hours of the morning at this point. And, you'd expect it to be closed, but there is a light on. And are you all just going in?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. You all go in, and there's like a security guard just inside the door, and he just looks at you and goes, I'll make the call. And then he takes himself off down a corridor, and then a few minutes later, probably about half an hour later. Agent Williams opens the door to the post office. He says, early, okay. I hope this is for a good reason. And leads you over to the meeting room. He sits down, so I assume you all take a seat. And he just says, right, what's going on? Give me the debrief. Any trouble?
Would I have to voice the entire thing myself?
No, yeah. You don't have to say the whole. You can just tell him everything, and that's fine. if you do.
Like right down to times, conversation, just Cliff would be very, very used to a full debriefing.
You're not hiding anything. Nothing's getting withheld.
Specifically given like the motivations of that, we thought that this might serve as evidence, and that you might prefer that the group might prefer that we bring this back in case there's any further investigation left to do. Full disclosure all the way.
We spent 20 minutes describing the casserole, giving it a score out of 10.
He says, you've still got the casserole dish? You've not handed that back? You can see, like, obviously you talk about checking out the apartment, and he just sort of sits there nonplussed with that. You go through and you mention the cabin. One of his eyebrows goes up, and as you keep going, you see his eyes widen at the footlocker. And then when you start talking about Marlene, you can see that this genuinely, like, shocks him, which you think, given his demeanor, probably takes quite a lot. He hears you out, he hears your story, and then he just says, well, all I can say is, well done, agents. That was a lot more than I thought we were handing you. I think you might have done the right thing. I know that the unidentified entity made its way into the woods, and that's something that we can deal with, or at least look into. You don't always get definitive wins in this line of business, but I think had you caused more issues, if you'd gone through with Bauman's plan, there's no telling what could have happened. It could have tried to defend itself. We don't know. I think in the circumstances, you show good judgment, and there's no chance of anyone discovering this. It won't get linked back to Delta Green. It won't get linked back to you. In the circumstances, I think you've done fantastic. This is probably the best outcome we could have asked for. I wouldn't have thrown such a duty upon greenhorns like that had I known. So, well done. Just leave the rental car behind with the evidence in it. We'll sort that. You did good to bring it back. You did good to bring her back. If you'd taken care of the remains, well, that would have been fine, but I think this is better. I think you've done good. I thought this was going to be a simple cleanup mission to prove yourselves. You've done more than that. You've done more than prove yourselves. I'm impressed, and I think the organization will be impressed. I think you can leave here today knowing you did good, and the organization will be in contact again, okay? Any questions before we go?
Yeah, are we gonna get some formal training at some point? Because what the fuck, dude? That was crazy.
He smirks to himself. He just says, there's no formal Delta Green training program. What you were supposed to be on today was the Delta Green training program. What you actually experienced was a bit more than that. I appreciate that, but you came out of it good. You've made good agents. I think you've had all the training that you need.
What was she? Is there?
I can't say that I do.
You hear the rustling. You hear the plastic again.
You chomp on a cracker, and he says, you don't always get the answers in this line of work. Even me. Sometimes the organization doesn't get the answers. We'll look for those answers, and we'll see what we turn up. If we can find the thing itself, well, maybe that'll help. For now, I've got nothing more to give you guys. All I can say is I appreciate the hard work you put in today, and Delta Green will be in contact again.
Last thing I'll say is whenever it comes down to hunting down that shadow, I would like to be a part of that operation.
We'll keep that in mind. So you each leave. It's the dead of night, but you've all been given hotel rooms. In the morning, at the front desk, there's like plane tickets for everyone who needs them. But yeah, is there anything you guys want to say before we call it a day?
I think Laszlo would say he's got everyone's number, which is more phone numbers than he's ever had since he got out of the Marines. And he'd just be like, well, it's been good to meet you all. See you on the next one, I suppose. Stay safe.
Assuming that they're all going to the same hotel, Cliff is going to be like, I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm going to sit down by the bar for a drink before I head out. Anyone wants to join me, you're more than welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think would too.
Yeah, I think Laszlo would have a drink.
Okay. Yeah. You each share a comfy drink in the hotel bar, probably feeling a bit shaken by the night's events, probably a little bit comforted that you came out of it unscathed and all together. And yeah, like I said, if there's anything you guys want to say before we wrap up.
Cliff's just gonna head back to an apartment that is remarkably like the apartment of the man that we just saw die.
I figured. I was going to ask, is this something you experience when you travel or anything?
He's going back to his regular life. There's
Post a picture of his chair in front of his TV to our male living spaces. Just
no. At this point, the only thing that Cliff is sort of waiting for is the next mission. He's all in.
Yeah, I'm in a similar position. Reuniting with my family is kind of contingent on me getting to the bottom of the Tulsa situation, which is in my future, apparently. So, yeah, I just wait for the next mission.
At some point, your daughter tries to sneak another phone call on her mum's phone. How's Buddy feeling when that happens?
I actually don't answer. I feel anxiety and a fear, actually, at seeing the name on my phone. Not only do I not answer, I kind of throw my phone away from me, so I don't have to role play that. So
yeah, fair enough. No, that works.
Next time.
Yeah, Reese.
I don't think she got any sleep. I think it stirred too much in her mind and brought up memories. And with that next day at the airport, she's going to give her therapist a call. I think I'm ready to talk about my family, is what she'll say.
Oh, yeah, he's on the other line like, that's great to hear, Reese. When you get back into town, please book a session. I think, yeah, we'll get you in. I think that's a really good step. And Laszlo, what's up with Laszlo?
He returns to his shotgun house on the stilts, opens the door, closes it, cleans stuff off, checks his equipment, puts it down, and he takes the dog tags off, kisses them, and he's like, Denny, I did not find any clues as to where you might have gone, but I think maybe I took the first step on the path to finding you. I will find you. I miss you. And he puts the dog tags down by the picture, and then he, on his phone, there's like the new numbers he's got, and then there's one under the number which says Mama Journée, and he phones it, and she answers. He goes, "Hi, your mama and them."
She responds in kind, I'm sure. I don't fancy doing that accent.
He goes, damn it, Jimmy. He fucking ducked it.
As soon as you mentioned that character, I went, oh no, in my head. But I'm excited to hear the rest of this.
So he says, Mama, I'm gonna step back into the night. I'm gonna need some of your gree-gree. And then he hangs up the phone. He takes out the Magnum, checks it, puts it under his pillow, takes off his boots, puts them at the end of the bed, and lies on top of the bed looking up into the darkness of the shack. And that's it.
Awesome. Right, guys, nice one. I hope you all had fun with Delta Green. I know it's like heavy. I think it's a really cool introductory mission, but it is a bit weird. But yeah, I hope you all had a good time. I very much did.
We did great.
You did do great. Yeah, there's many ways it can go, and you took it a way that I think went really, really well. So good decision making on your parts. Yeah, I thought that was great.
I would definitely love to return to this set and this group specifically. Yeah.
I would like the same. I would like opportunities to have our sanity get just eviscerated.
Well, that's
I want to get fucked up. I want to get fucked up.
Yeah, this was, if the way you played it as well, man. Let's put it this way: if you started pouring gasoline down that thing, I was going to make you roll sanity for every can. So
you made a good point in chat.
Yeah, what you said, Jimmy loves old lady horror.
we need to get Flint here. We need to get Flint in here right now.
He would have sorted that shit up.
Yeah,
immediately.
I did. When I was reading through, I was like, "There's another old lady here." I did wonder to myself if PB decides that his character would kill this old lady, he won't be able to live it down. He can't do it again.
Biggest losers from the session: Marlene and LeBlanc.
She just keeps ringing like Daddy won't answer the phone now. Yeah, named after a sports icon that he no longer likes. But yeah, I'm very happy to return to this. Yeah, thanks guys, and see you chat later as well. And as you open it, you hear a voice from inside the septic tank. and it says, it's like really croaky. Like,
Honey Bear, you left me for so long this time. Where did you go, Honey Bear? Please tell me you've changed your mind. Please tell me you've changed your mind.
All right, that's fucked up. I wasn't ready for
Oh,
that.
fuck. Oh my god.